Everybody, yes, decided to play that after yesterday's heavy discussion with Jim Brewer. My God,
how does that tie into yesterday? I don't know what that's.
Just live
about.
Forever. You know, we all just kind of want to live forever.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Just a little upbeat song for everyone. That was wow. That was a crazy day yesterday.
I wonder if you get to be 80-something, if you start thinking, like, you only have a few years. You can't live to be 150. So how do you look at, like, okay, I have 20 left maximum, or I have 10 left maximum? Does that, like, if you're in your 80s or 90s, how do you live day to day and not realize your ceiling is really close?
That's a very good question. I don't know how you do that. I don't think you're ever satisfied. I think you always want more time. I don't think anyone, is on their deathbed thinking, okay, I had a great life. This is good. I lived to 90 years old. I'm ready. I doubt it. I think you just want to keep going and going, especially if you have your loved ones around you.
Well, you can still convince yourself. I'm 46. I can still convince myself that my life is half over. 92 is not, likely, but it's very feasible.
Right.
But, like, when you get to be 70 or 75, you can't convince yourself of any of that shit. Like, you're almost dead.
Yeah.
So I want to know how really old people look at that. Like, what is like, I know with me, I just kind of like, well, half of it could be still waiting. I don't know what the fuck I'm waiting for.
I don't know. I don't think you're okay with that. I really don't. Maybe we could get some old people to call today.
I wish in one moment, I wish we had an older demo from it. I would love to hear, like, really old people.
That would be great. I think you just want to keep hanging on, especially when you see your family. You don't want to leave your family ever, right?
So how do they marry? Like, what do they do? How do they tell themselves, like, okay, this is where it is? What do they think of each day? It's been freaking me out.
Right.
Yeah, because I have no wife, no kids. I'm just got no legacy.
I think it just bums you out. I really do. I think it just bums you out, and maybe you get some satisfaction in the fact that you had a very good life, but I think in the end you're just kind of bummed and trying to maybe, go through the day with distractions, knowing, oh man, I'm getting closer, right?
Yeah, it's hard to ask an old person that though, because you want to say, like, basically, it reminds me of the Poseidon Adventure. Like, you're in a room that's filling with water,
sure, and
your fucking head has got like this much breathing room, maybe 6 inches of breathing room left,
right?
You only have 6 inches of breathing room left. So what do you? Every day, do you wake up and convince yourself, like, fuck, I'm almost dead? No one has lived more than 10 years older than I am right now, or
right? Yeah. So the ceiling is right there, no matter what,
man.
That Poseidon Adventure, when those people went the wrong way.
I don't remember that part.
You don't remember when they, like, met up with the other group and they basically were trying to tell them you're going the wrong way, and they just wouldn't listen?
No.
Oh God, that has always creeped me out.
I haven't seen it in 15 years.
You should see the newer version. It was terrific.
Yeah, I heard that was good. We interviewed Freddie Rodriguez. Was that his name?
We interviewed Richard Dreyfuss because of that movie.
Yeah.
Screw the other guy.
Well, no, I was on the toilet when I interviewed him. Remember, I called in, I was shitting.
Right.
At XM. I think that was for Poseidon Adventure. And Dreyfuss, right?
Wait, you came back in studio to talk to Dreyfuss.
Dreyfuss, no, the other guy, Freddie.
Oh, the other guy, right.
I think it was Freddie Rodriguez.
Freddie Rodriguez, who was, he was famous for a couple years there, right? Is he still famous there, Sam?
I think it's been a while since he did anything huge.
Yeah. What do you think about the whole death thing, Sam? It was funny listening to you on the post show yesterday trying to relate. It was kind of cute.
Why?
Because you've had no one, like, die around you yet.
No, I've never had to be in the room when somebody died like that. And I got both my parents. And I got two grandparents, and my last grandparent that died was like 1989.
1980. So you were just a little nothing.
I was like 6.
Yeah, see, nothing has changed. So calling you a little nothing.
I know what you're doing.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I don't think about that much. I try to just live life every day.
Well, this guy's going to...
positive, Sam.
Thank you.
This guy's going to answer Jimmy's question, possibly. Tom in Massachusetts. Tom.
Hey, Opie.
Hey.
Hey, you were wondering if old people, when it's getting real close, if they're ready to go.
Yeah.
And my grandmother went 2 years ago on the 28th of this month. And the last night I saw her, she told me she had an amazing run and great kids and great grandchildren, and then I probably wouldn't see her alive in the morning.
Right.
I left her about 10 o'clock. I had to go get a shower. I know exactly what Brew was saying yesterday. I had to go get cleaned up, and when I came back in the morning, she was gone. She was ready. I was the last person that she saw, and we were tight. And I went home to take a shower, and she just faded off, and that was it. So my grandmother was definitely ready to go when she went.
I don't mean like the day of death or the night when you're sick. I mean just when you're like Rickles.
Right.
Like Rickles is what, 91 or in 89, whatever he is. Like he knows he only has X amount of years. Like if you're sick, you know you're about to die.
Yeah.
I mean, just when you know you mathematically can only have 10 or 15 years left because human beings don't live any longer.
Right.
How do you face that, knowing that no matter how good you feel in the morning or how great your day is going, like there's no way I'm going to live past, like my grandkid's 15. I'll never see him make 25. Like when it's that definite how much time you have left, is that
And I meant it the other way. Like his grandma's on her deathbed, and she was okay with it. She was ready to go. That's all right. That's promising.
Yeah, I don't mean that.
That's a bit promising that you're not laying there fucking in a living nightmare.
Yeah. She's probably just dramatic, though. She probably said that every night. You might not see me in the morning.
Right.
And this time it happened.
She started saying that at 35 years old.
Exactly.
All right, Grandma, enough
We
already.
heard you.
Right, we heard you.
The other thing that you guys talked about yesterday was, like, Brewer's dad, he knew when it was time to go after he saw Brewer. It was the same with my grandmother. She knew she needed to see some key people, and when she did, and like I said, we were tight, and I was the last one. And that was it. She just knew it was time. No more fight. Just closed her eyes, and that was it. Wherever she went, she went. She just knew it was time to go.
Listen,
I'm not going to keep you guys on the line.
Yeah.
Love the show.
All right.
Keep it up.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
I don't know. I guess if you have real good faith as well, maybe that helps a bit on the last days of your life, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Having faith at age 90 is probably good.
Right.
You don't want to be a 90-year-old atheist. It probably sucks. You probably look forward to moving on.
Yeah. Let's go. We'll move on to other things because we did a lot of this yesterday, but this is we're mopping up a little bit from yesterday's show. Leslie in New Jersey.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
My mother, a year and a half ago, she wasn't a healthy woman to begin with, per se, but she went into the hospital for high blood pressure and everything and caught, got a C. diff infection.
Right.
Which eventually killed her. You guys know what that is.
Right.
And at first she fought and she really tried, but she was just so tired. And the Thursday before she died on a Sunday, I went to the emergency room with her, and she turned to me and looked at me, and the last coherent conversation we had was that she said, "I came here to die, haven't I?" And of course, I'm in denial. I said, no, you haven't. She said, "Leslie, it's fine. I love you." And she turned her head, and that was it. That was the last conversation that we had. So I think for her, she did have a faith in something beyond herself, not God necessarily. But I do think having faith and having people around you that love you and that would help you and do things for you. I mean, that's what gets you through. And you know who else got me through? Jim Norton got me through this. Got me through that.
Oh, because he's rolling his eyes over there. So.
No, miss, I'm actually...
Are you still going to roll your eyes, Jimmy?
No. I'm wondering how I got you through it. Did I bugger you in a car?
Oh, God, yes, Jim. Nothing like a small cock up your ass, man.
Wow. It's a little early for that, man.
No, but she's right. Trust me.
Okay.
Have a good day, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah, no, I don't. Have I come here to die? I've come here to die, haven't I? That's the name of my next tour. That's fucking great.
Write that down.
I love that. I've come here to die, haven't I?
Write that down. Oh, yeah. Brian in Indianapolis. Brian.
Hey, guys. I just want to let you know that it was funny. I was turning into school, and I taught the Mitch Albom book, Tuesdays with Maury, for years to 8th graders. And it's exactly what you and Jim were saying, just as I was making the turn, that how do you find a blueprint or a game plan for that point? He was diagnosed with ALS in his mid-70s. And he had those moments. He talks about in the morning, having mourning and crying and feeling, why is this happening to me? But he filled the place with exactly what you guys were saying, talking to people. He couldn't stay active. People visited him. And he just kept that, during the day part of, of going through it, he just kept his mind right, kept interested in the news, and And Mitch Albom wrote it. It's a fantastic book that does a blueprint of gameplay. If you can teach it to middle schoolers, I think we can all take something from it. And it's not very big religious either. It's really well done. And your guys' talk with Brewer yesterday reminded me a lot of that, and a lot of how, after teaching it to middle schoolers, I went through it then with my stepfather. It really did work. It really put a lot of those, answered a lot of those questions, kind of like you guys did yesterday. I love you guys. You guys are great.
Thank you. I read Tuesdays with Maury. And like an old student would go and see him every Tuesday or something, right?
Yeah,
Ryan? Yeah.
Mitch Albom had him as a professor at Brandeis. Yeah,
I read that book years ago. I enjoyed it at the time. I'm trying to remember all of it. It was good. It was, I didn't.
I'll tell you the neat thing to do with it with students, and I told them this, and they've written me back and told me they've done this. You guys, as crazy as it is to get students to do this, they've told me they've read it like I do every spring, or go back and revisit it and read it, every couple of years or so. And so that as you're getting close to that point, it's amazing what a different frame of mind it puts you in.
So Maury, what happened? He eventually died, right? He got stabbed in the small of the skull with an ice pick. He was going to get a fucking Danish for bailing it.
Hey, I really just want to take a moment and tell you guys how much I really appreciate you guys. You guys make the mornings. I mean it. You guys are just absolutely fantastic. It's an honor to talk to you both.
Wow. Thanks. Well, look at that. Thank you, sir. We're going to go to Jessica. This is real heavy right here. Jessica in Albany. We're going to move on. I promise. In a couple more minutes.
I didn't even want a heavy question. I was just wondering how old people look at it. Not even about immediate death. Just how do old people look at every day?
I know my grandma was ready because she fell at my uncle's house, broke her hip. She was 91-ish, I believe. And there was no major issues. We put her in kind of a facility, and then she chose to stop eating. She would clench her teeth. Like, in her eyes, you could tell she was just done living.
You sure she didn't want something different to eat? Like maybe fucking fish sticks?
And my older sister, who was really close to her, was begging her to eat, and she just would not eat. So I don't know what that meant at the time. I don't know, because she was full of life, this woman. She loved all her grandkids and her own kids and blah, blah, blah. She had a beach house and just full of love and full of just taking care of everybody else. So maybe she felt like she was going to be a burden. I don't know. But she definitely clenched her teeth at one point when there was still some hope that maybe her health could turn around a little bit for another year or two, and she decided to clench those fucking teeth and said, I'm not eating anymore. So I don't know. Who knows? Jessica, what do you got?
Good morning. I'm not older. A couple of years ago, I was like 31, and I had a 11-year-old boy, but I had to go to the hospital. I wasn't feeling well, and the doctor said, all of your organs are failing. And I said, it sounds like I'm dying. And he basically shrugged his shoulders and said, well, you are. And you just kind of have to come to acceptance with it. And I did, I mostly felt sad because I had the child that has nobody else but me. And, but I just had to accept it. And it seemed as though it was just going to be like sleep.
Boring.
Sorry.
No. Why do they always say sorry?
Don't say sorry.
Why do they always say sorry to the boring clip?
Say sorry.
I know.
Why do they say sorry? That's 2 days in a row. Don't say sorry. That makes a little.
No, don't say sorry. It's okay.
Please don't say sorry anymore. I'm just trying to lighten the boat a little bit on a heavy topic. I feel like.
Yeah, so how is your how is your health now?
It's here and there.
Are you still dying though? Is that same?
No, I'm not, but I had to have a lot of dialysis and everything.
Wait, you're not dying anymore?
Well, I have seizures. It's undetermined. I'm still I have illnesses, but I'm just messed up, and we don't really know why.
But you're not dying right now, right?
It could happen any day. I could have a seizure and fall down and hit my head.
Oh my God, Jesus! What the hell, Jessica? My God.
Sorry.
That was terrible.
I can't believe you said sorry. Dr. Steve said sorry yesterday.
And now
we're taking your phone call very seriously. I just want people to know
I just wanted to give more perspective, and I'm like in my young 30s, and like.
But you're not gonna like die this week, right?
But I acceptance.
Well, your phone is crapping out.
Or you are.
Yeah, exactly, one of the two.
I hope it's just the phone.
I hope it's just the phone, Jessica.
Jessica?
Yeah, my phone. I dropped my phone, so it's.
Oh, thank God you're here.
Okay. Please don't die in our time.
Yeah.
I don't need the nightmares.
No, so now I've just decided, like, my goal is to just teach my child, like, how to be able to live. That's all.
Okay, terrific.
Sorry again.
No, stop
saying sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Did she say what the disease is called? What it is?
I had, actually, like, I had slept on my arm wrong, and if you're in an earthquake, what happens is your body starts to, like, break down and send toxins into all of your organs to try to kill you faster. I can't remember what the name of it was.
Wait, you slept on your arm?
In an earthquake? Did you say in an earthquake?
Oh, it wasn't in an earthquake. I slept on my arm funny, but, like, I call it earthquake disease because I can't remember the full name. It's a very long name. But basically, a tendon was torn, and then it starts to break down within your body if you don't get it fixed, and sends toxins to all of your organs, and your body shuts down.
Oh, I didn't know that. Jesus.
So you don't live near San Francisco, do you?
No, I live in Albany.
All right, you said Albany. All right. I think you're safe from earthquakes up there, so you should be all right for a while.
I don't know why you call it earthquake disease.
I don't know. Dr. Steve certainly would know. Well, or snuffle.
Yeah, that was very funny.
That was really funny.
Snuff a lot. What did Cigars this guy say? Snuff
a loved one.
Snuff a loved one. Yeah,
snuff a loved one.
But I like you guys. Please keep going with the show. Obviously, I miss Anthony, and you guys, like how Jimmy said the other day, like you guys were like the perfect triangle, and when you take a piece part out of that, like it disrupts it. But
all right, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
I hope you hang in there for a while.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best. Thank you.
But you're not gonna like die today, right?
Fingers crossed.
All
right. Jesus. Well, how about you call us every Tuesday?
Remember that guy who would call up every Friday to see if he was still alive?
That was amazing. Is he still alive?
I don't know. I'm sure he is.
I get that tweet from time to time. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
And then one day he called us with a gun in his hand. Remember that?
I do remember.
And the gun went off. He was trying to kill himself.
And the cops showed up or something?
Yeah, the cops showed up. He decided he was going to commit suicide live on our show, and we're like, nah.
And part of us was like, yeah.
And then the gun went off. He went, oh! And we're like, what happened? He goes, oh, the gun went off by accident. I guess it fucking went through the ceiling or something. And then, of course, the cops had to get involved. That was a crazy day.
Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to him. Occasionally I think of him. By occasionally, I mean like once every year.
Right.
Maybe not even that often.
Well, if he's out there or if someone knows, please let us know.
Do it by email.
Yeah. Oh, you got the gun?
I don't believe they'll allow me to have any guns, so that's one good thing.
All right.
So how old's your son now?
He is 13 and a half.
Hey.
Yeah, well, he'll be fine. He'll move on.
Jesus. Thank you, Jessica. Keep in touch,
Bye,
okay?
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
All right, thanks. The goofy clip backfires when they say sorry. like
I don't know. That was kind of good.
Yeah,
that was good.
You think? Why?
Just because it was so instantaneous. It was just like boring. Sorry.
Right. Sorry. Sorry, I'm boring you guys with my life and death story.
So
today.
uncomfortable. And she said sorry. I was like,
I don't like the sorry.
No.
Because we're still taking the topic at hand or the phone call very seriously. It's just going for a quick little levity there.
Yeah, but
then they say sorry like Dr. Steve did yesterday and Jessica today. It takes away from the whole thing.
Then again, you know what? Everyone listens to her story with reverence and awe. So it's better to just grab her by the shoulders and just shake her real hard.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Get a hold of yourself. Fucking smile already. Have some pancakes.
Have some Why pancakes?
Exactly, fucking gloomy Gus.
Let's all have pancakes today.
Yeah, it makes you feel better.
Let's celebrate life with some pancakes.
Absolutely. Stop bumming us all out. We're here to have some fucking laughs.
Right. What do you
Have
think?
some fun.
Blueberry pancakes? Is that your favorite?
I can't
It's
eat,
my favorite.
Since I went to that fucking house of pancakes with that goddamn unmade pancake when we were in Syracuse, I can't. When I was going to have them this Sunday, I just couldn't. I was like,
The IHOP experience.
yeah, it's just wrecked.
It's really hard to fuck up a pancake.
It's impossible.
You wait for the bubbles.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you wait for the bubbles, and then you know you got to flip.
I don't know how to make them.
Well, those dry bubbles start popping, then you go, okay, I can flip now.
Oh, I don't know.
How hard is that?
For me, it would be impossible, but I know that there are people that can do it.
Yeah.
I like a good flapjack. I want one wheat pancake.
Right.
Nice wheat pancake for me is good. Yep. Yep.
But if you're gonna have pancakes, you got to go all in. Why would you make a wheat pancake?
Well, there is
One wheat.
I like wheat
Yeah,
products,
exactly.
but when it comes to my pancakes, I'm like, fuck it.
Let's wrap it
Fuck
around my
today.
cock. No, I like to have one wheat pancake. You put a teeny bit of butter and some sugar-free syrup on it. No, it's not that bad. The syrup is okay.
You're not fun.
I know I'm not fun.
No,
for a lot of reasons.
At that point, you just got to go all in. I like to eat healthy, but if you're gonna do something like that, just say fuck it for the day.
Me
or
and
that
Kenny were driving home from IHOP. This is how bad that meal was.
Yeah.
And we were just saying how bad we both wanted waffles, and like how much I wanted like real waffles. And Kenny got like excited. He was like, "Yeah, with a little ice cream." Kenny, like we were both. That's what happens when you hit like your fucking 40s. You start like just like fantasizing about having waffles. Like I really should just put a bullet in my head. Like that's what we got excited about.
with a little ice cream.
Yeah, but legitimately, it wasn't. We weren't being ironic. We were like, that would be fucking amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, we'll eat good for a week. Ugh.
I don't think that's pathetic. I just perked up like, I wouldn't mind a little waffle with ice cream
I
today.
know, but you shouldn't think of it that way.
Let's get some blueberry pancakes.
That'd be good. I like chocolate chip pancakes
That-
too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I buy the chocolate chip pancakes for the kids. I forgot. The chocolate chip circles. Oh wait, no, I can't say it that way. The chocolate. Oh yeah, the chip part is the problem.
that?
Right? Okay.
Chocolate morsels.
Chocolate morsels pancakes.
Those are very tasty.
Chocolate chip Eggos.
What other chips are there?
That-
Potato chips,
I ain't gonna say it now.
Cow chips.
buffalo chips, poker chips. Anyway, my dumb story, I end up eating all of them because my kids don't eat a lot. So then I sit there and go, I would never order chocolate chip pancakes, and now I'm eating them because they're here.
That's like you scarfing down those pre-made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Love them.
Those are not for you.
What are you talking about?
You get them for your kids, but then you start.
No,
scarfing
I
them
don't.
down. You get them for yourself.
I get a
now?
box for myself now.
Pre-made peanut butter jelly sandwiches in a box?
They're amazing. Smuckers.
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables.
Wait, there's no crust?
No.
We have
I don't
jammies.
mind a crust.
What are they called in the back, E-Rock? We got jammies in our vending machine.
I think it's called Jammies.
Jammies. They're a rip-off brand of the Smuckers Uncrustables.
Have you tried them?
But the Uncrustables, the pinchy part on the edges, that's the crust. So I ripped that off. So even though they removed the crust, there's still kind of a crust.
You can't even have a semblance of a crust on your pre-made sandwich.
No, the problem with my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, everything needs peanut butter and jelly on it all the way to the edges. It
Even
drives me.
distribution. Yeah, you don't like just to bite it and have some bread.
Yeah, I don't like when the edges don't have the peanut butter and the jelly. It drives me insane.
Yeah.
So
I haven't eaten peanut butter and jelly in many years, but if I did, I'd probably feel that way about it.
that's my food.
Why? How old are you? 5? Why? Why?
We got to get Florentine back in here.
I want to have a nice fucking English muffin with some peanut butter and jelly. Those little breakfast treats.
Those are beautiful too.
Yes, they are.
I do that.
I don't have a good breakfast treat anymore.
Peanut butter and jelly rules. I could eat that every day.
I don't know. I probably
And now I'm getting into the peanut butter and honey sandwiches, and Smucker's makes a version of that in their Uncrustable section.
Whoa.
I should do the consumer bit. What do you think, E-Rock? I could do it.
Yeah, you just kind of dropped that bit.
I didn't.
What the fuck?
I got tons.
There's a guy named
You could say that again.
There's a guy named Brian that was going to explain Jessica's disease because he had it, and he said he got it from doing CrossFit. And a lot of people are doing CrossFit. He said he almost died because of it, and now he hung up. Brian,
Well, you
call
hope
back.
it's a hang up.
Yeah, no kidding.
Great would that be if he just died on hold?
Mm-hmm.
No offense, Brian. I'm sure you're terrific. That's my goal, for somebody just to drop dead on the phone. We have it on tape, and it's a big moment.
Yeah.
And the paper comes around. Oh, what happened? Well, it's funny.
Wow, that's funny. You should
And all the
ask.
people want to come out and see my shows.
Right.
Tell us about the death. Tell us about,
You got to do more time.
Dude, that's how fucking bad it gets in this business. You start to root for someone to fucking die when they call in. Anything to get press.
Wow.
Anything to get press.
Well, Eroc's got the clip of, what was his name again?
Tom from White Plains.
Oh, yeah, Tom from White Plains with the gun. Just in case people thought we were bullshitting.
Is Tom alive?
Yeah, Is Tom Alive was the bit. He checked it every Friday. His breathing, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You felt so, claustrophobic when you listened to him, right?
Yeah, like fucking bag of bricks on his chest.
Right.
It's very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. We brought him out for one of the virus shows. He got like a standing ovation. People love Tom from Is Tom Alive? And here's the clip with him and the gun.
Get the round out of the chamber.
Whoops. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm here.
What was that?
Oh, it was one in the chamber.
That was it.
That was it.
What happened?
Then you went into detail about what kind of gun he had.
Yeah, but how is that the whole clip?
That's the worst clip ever.
You don't give any context to it at all? There's one in the chamber? All right, that's enough.
That's the worst. And are we going to get fired? Because that was Anthony's voice. Are we allowed to have Anthony's voice on the show?
Yeah, can we play our friend's voice?
Are we going to get fired now?
I think you'll be okay. You might get fired because that clip was so bad and out of context.
Right.
Yeah, why'd you
Bad
stop
radio.
it? Is that the clip, Rock, or you just chose to stop it?
I think you might
that
have,
was the clip.
but I think you might have wanted to tell us, it's not really worth playing. Because it doesn't really go
you
anywhere.
built it up.
It's a guy where he has a gun close to his head because he's debating if he's going to kill himself, and then the gun goes off. That couldn't have been more boring.
That was terrible.
Considering what we had. We had gold. Radio gold.
Yeah, we talked everybody
build.
up. We teased it.
A lot of build on that one.
Yep.
A lot of build.
I mean, literally, the call you took earlier was much better than that clip.
Yeah.
All right.
That stunk.
I got it.
Fucking annoying clip.
Yeah.
Ready for a nice long gunshot clip and a fun discussion after.
Fun discussion.
It's left you with nothing to talk about.
Reminiscing. All I did was hear Anthony's voice and got sad.
Yeah.
Ah, my pal.
What a stinker of a clip.
Yeah, it sucked.
I think we turned the bit by, this crazy dramatic moment happened, and then Ant just wanted to ask about the gun. Right? Is that how that went down?
Yeah.
And they just kept asking all sorts of questions that really didn't pertain to the fact that the guy almost died.
Ant didn't care about the humanity of Tom almost blowing his brains out. He was just looking for, physical attributes of the pistol.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Brian's calling back. Brian.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Hello.
That lady had what's called rhabdomyolysis.
I said that.
Yeah, I got it from doing CrossFit. What happens is you injure your muscles, and it releases toxins and protein into your blood.
Yep.
Right.
And when I did the CrossFit, it's supposed to be between 0 and 300. My level was 80,000. So my liver, my kidneys, and my heart started shutting down, and I was in cardiac ICU for 4 days.
Wait a minute. What your level of what? Toxins?
It's called CPK. I think it's C-reactive protein or something like that. But when I was doing reading about it, I never heard about it before.
CPK.
When I was doing reading, they mentioned people that are in earthquakes. And from the sounds of the way she was describing it to you guys, I think that's what she had. But she obviously didn't get a good outcome out of it.
How long after you injured yourself did this shit get fired through your system? For anyone just tuning in, we're talking to a man who almost died.
and I'd like to say, Slobo.
What?
They flood. I had 3 IVs going. They flood you with IV fluids. I had to drink gallons and gallons of water.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
All the protein out.
What kind of IVs did you have? An H, obviously. What else?
I don't know.
So you could die from doing CrossFit because you injure your muscle, and then your body decides, okay, we gotta kill it now.
Yeah, I was doing. I forget what they're called. It's a funky sit-up, and I had never done them before, and my muscles were just huge. I had like a 12-pack.
Yeah, I hear.
And then they just burst, and all of this protein that's in the muscle floods your system, and it clogs up your kidneys and your.
Wait, you burst your stomach muscles by exercising?
Yeah, from doing CrossFit, and that's one of the biggest. Rhabdo is one of the biggest risks of doing CrossFit. They actually have you sign a waiver, a disclaimer.
Well, wow. Why do you need a 12-pack?
Exactly,
what are you doing?
you don't.
What happened to you as a child that you're working out that hard?
Right.
You know,
fend off the next sodomy.
Get a little tightness going, maybe a slight definition. Okay, I'm good. 12 packs and signing paperwork because you might fucking die from an ab exercise. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you'll look great.
I don't do it anymore.
All right, good.
What was the form of the crunch that you were doing? I want to know what this was.
I don't think it was form. It was just the regular CrossFit. It wasn't anything unique. They were called, what were the GHD sit-ups? That's what I was doing.
But what is that? Just a lot of sit-ups?
No, you lie on a bench with your feet, your ankles hooked under a bar, and then you hyperextend. You lean back and touch the floor, and then come forward again and go back on the other side and touch the floor and come up.
No one needs to do that.
Yeah, I don't go for that shit.
Right.
My piss, the way I found out, I did it on a Thursday night. Friday and Saturday, I couldn't even stand up straight because my abs were so fucked up.
Right.
And then Sunday morning, I woke up and my urine was like Coca-Cola. It was totally brown.
Oh, wow.
So I researched it on the internet, and they said, CrossFit, rhabdo, get to the emergency room right away. So I went in and told them.
There you go. There's YouTube videos of the, what is it called? The GHD sit-up.
Oh, I watched the guy doing those in the gym. They had one of those when I was in Syracuse. I didn't realize it was a CrossFit exercise.
That can't be good for you. I understand.
I was a mess. And then my heart was all fucked up. My heart rate was 110 just lying in a bed.
Wow. Is hyperextending is what happens to your abs when you go back like that?
Yeah, because most people do. You probably do sit-ups where you come forward towards your knees.
Right.
Yeah.
So your muscles are used to that. That's how I've been doing them. And then when you do the GHD, you're going back the other way. You're actually ripping them. And every time you rip, that protein and poison gets released into your bloodstream.
You do realize the disease is more of a hydration issue, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Now I know.
All right.
We raised that point earlier.
We certainly did. I mean, the GHD sit-up alone is not going to kill you, but if you're not properly hydrated, then you might run into some issues like you did, sir.
Yeah,
because I don't want to scare the fuck out of people. We had a whole discussion about this 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I guess you weren't listening.
Yeah.
I listen every day.
Hydration Tuesdays. We discuss.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, take care.
I'm more creeped out by Jessica that you could die from having your arm fall asleep, and that tricks your body into deciding it has to kill itself.
Yeah, how humiliating.
What the fuck is that about?
Make up a story, Jessica. You were doing something. Well, my kid walked out in front of a train and I pulled him up and don't say I slept on it wrong.
Right.
My body's shut down.
And then my body thinks I'm in an earthquake. What? Get Dr. Steve on the phone. What does this mean?
It's very embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. How does your body think it's in an earthquake, and then because we're in an earthquake, we gotta kill ourselves?
But now that guy from doing those crunches, can he not do them anymore?
Yeah, I think he learned his lesson. I bet you he's down to an 8-pack at this point.
He's probably a fatso. Just went the other way.
I don't understand those people that have to be over the top exercising.
Because they can. Like, if I could do that to my body and make myself do it, I would do it, but I can't. I just can't do it.
But then the maintenance, you're not enjoying your life. You have to think about every single bite.
Yeah.
Because they say, food and all that and how you eat is half the battle, right?
Yeah, but I would also, you're right, that would suck, but I'll tell you what wouldn't suck is having fucking 23-year-old girls getting out of my fucking bed with my load in their mouth. That would balance out the fact that I couldn't eat what I wanted.
That you're eating just dry salad every day and a couple almonds.
I'm humiliating myself on Tinder for the last fucking 2 weeks.
Oh, you doing well?
No. No, I'm not.
Not even a hit?
I've gotten some hits. I've gotten some hits.
By what? Some pigs?
Yeah.
Couple pigs?
I got a few cute girls, too.
Because you fucked up your age thing.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, I did talk about this.
You should have said 38.
I know.
And then you would have, and then they could decide when they realize you're way older than them.
I know. Especially now I didn't shave my head, so I fucking grays all over the place like fucking stupid Paulie walnuts. But I'm hoping I can get girls with daddy issues. That's at like 46 now. I'm hoping I can get some girl that like wants to fuck her dad.
What was the best one you got so far? And did you do anything?
Yes.
You did something.
I wrote her.
Whoa.
And got nothing. Fuck. There's one that's really beautiful who I liked.
How old?
Mid-20s or late 20s.
Give me respects.
I'll show you a picture of her on the break. She's
But she checked you, and is it you check each other, or how
yeah?
Does
But now that I'm thinking, she must have just swiped the wrong way by mistake.
Oh, you swipe?
Yeah, you swipe right for like and left for nope. And I'll bet you I was.
Did it take your swipe back if you fucked up?
No.
Oh, that's gotta suck if you thought she really liked you and she just swiped the wrong way.
It was probably, I bet if I sat and talked to her, she would go, oh, I remember you.
Yeah.
I was showing my girlfriend, and we were laughing, and as a joke, I was like, maybe I should like it, and it went too far and went like. That's probably what happened. It was some kind of a fucking fluke. Because I wrote her a couple of messages, or a message. And then she finally I wrote her 2, and then she finally got back to me. And then I wrote her again, and she has not gotten back to me.
No.
So, but I'm not like stalkerish. I'll just kind of just go away and not bother somebody. But then I'm thinking she's probably got a lot of Tinder hits, and she might not check it that often. So I keep convincing myself, well, maybe.
And that's the only one you got so far?
No, I've gotten a few. I mean, that was the one that I kind of was like, hey. And got...
How close are you to sticking a pig?
No, I don't know if I'll do that. I mean,
No?
No, I've never been into total pigs. I mean, I can find something sexy about most people.
Right.
But I haven't, I won't fuck somebody I don't want to fuck.
So how bad are some of the other ones that liked or swiped properly?
Well, they're willing to fuck because they swiped right. Like, that should tell you. There's not much. They're in the same boat I'm in.
How bad are their pictures?
I'll show them to you.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll show you some of them.
I gotta see this.
I'll show you one while we're on. I won't... you know, because it's within a certain radius. So some of these were probably when I was traveling from Syracuse. I was doing it in a car, and, you know, within a certain radius of that. So some of them might be from 50 miles from here.
Right, right.
They might not be from, you know, close.
We got a CrossFit coach. He's really mad. He's got to get his 2 cents in. Go ahead, Daniel.
Hey, Opie, hey, Jim, how you doing?
Oh, you're the guy from Korea that listens to us.
Yeah, that's me.
Nice. What's going on?
I just want to say, not much. That guy's just full of shit. I mean, the rhabdo, it's not a very common injury in CrossFit, and everybody says, oh, you CrossFit, you're going to get rhabdo. He's full of shit. It's just, he does dips, and it's when you tear the muscle releases potassium and TPK, and it gets into the bloodstream.
Oh.
And it'll start going to all your organs, livers, and kidneys, and everything, and start shutting it down. And it does cause extreme pain.
Can I see that picture again?
Yep.
I think I need to hug you. Oh my God.
Sorry, while you're talking, I held up one of my matches on Tinder. Fucking pig.
Jimmy needs a hug.
Oh, boy.
What is
There
that?
is another better picture of her, though. Do you see a second shot?
Get the
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's not even pigging. When I think pigging, wow. I don't even know how to describe that.
Yeah.
That's like a lady you would see. Me and Aunt used to talk about them. They were like the women that jumped on the train for the matinee, the Broadway matinees.
Oh.
The Long Island Railroad would fill up with women like
This
that.
one's not as bad. This one's not as bad.
At least she's younger.
Oh, but look at the picture she's doing.
What? That's her?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What'd you say?
Sorry. Oh, this is a pretty picture.
These are all the ones.
It's the same one. That's the second girl.
She looks different in that one.
Yeah. Yeah. She looks.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. So that guy was full of shit, I guess?
Yeah, that guy's full of shit. People
All right.
CrossFit every day, hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, Bonnie McFarlane CrossFit.
Okay.
Everybody's
She's probably rooting for it. Oh, my God.
What now, Jimmy? Another one?
What is that? Exactly.
That looks like one of those wolf kids that they were able to shave the face.
Oh, Tinder stinks.
Oh my God! Someone is saying on Tinder you can unmatch someone. She would have done that if she didn't like you, Jimmy.
You know, I did. I literally have checked a few times, and she has not unmatched me. But she just might not be. I don't know. Who knows what she's doing on Tinder?
Or maybe she's out of the area.
No, I know she lives in a part of the city.
You got me crying. I was laughing so hard. Chris, is that what he could do? Or she could do?
Yeah, you go up to the top right when you're looking at their profile there. You look up at the top right, hit it. It'll say,
I have been unmatched, but not by her.
she might report you for her. But yeah, she can do that, and she'll just disappear off your profile.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
She just won't be there. Yeah.
Are you doing well? Are you doing well with Tinder?
Sorry, I don't stay in any certain town for any length of time. I'm sort of like Jimmy, so sort of 50-50. It ain't bad.
Well, Jimmy's really hot with the school lunch ladies.
That's sexy.
God, why are you doing this to yourself? She's actually not that bad.
She's a fucking abomination. Look at her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's terrible.
I just saw the face shot, the full body shot. She might want to not do that.
Yeah,
she might not want to do that to people.
Yeah, there's some real bad ones here.
People are freaked out because now they think they could die just because their arm falls asleep. Dr. Steve, 2 days in a row. My God, man.
I know.
Did I text you back yesterday? I forgot.
No, it's okay.
I apologize.
You didn't need to. I know I'm fucking compelled to text you after a call going, oh, I'm sorry, I was so maudlin. I can't help it. It's just
well, we love you. You don't ever have to apologize.
Let me read your text for everybody. Is that okay?
Okay.
Here's your obligatory post phone call text from me. Ha ha ha. They called me out of rounds and I kind of didn't know what was going on. Hope it wasn't too maudlin. I love you. Dr. Steve rules. So we're learning today that CrossFit could kill you, and I think if your arm falls asleep, that can make your body think it's in an earthquake, and if you're in an earthquake, your body decides to kill itself. Something like that.
Well,
right? Isn't that what we learned, Jimmy?
Yeah, that your body starts sending out toxins when there's a certain type of a rip.
Right. Or it feels like there's an earthquake going on. I don't know. Can you put all this together for us? I know we're only giving you basic pieces.
Sure.
And Jimmy, can you show me that picture?
I'll find you another one. I'll find you a better one.
And Jimmy's showing all his potential matches on Tinder.
Yeah. Oh, she's all right, actually. This was not bad.
One thing, hey, Jim, if you're matching with pigs, it means that you had to have swiped to like them in the first place, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying I didn't bring this on myself, but let's just say I'm not selective.
Wait, you why would you swipe
we're clear
a couple of those?
I have carpal tunnel just from going like everything.
Oh, you're going, all right. You're keeping your numbers up.
Yeah, I'm not even looking half the time.
All right, go ahead, Dr.
Fair enough. Okay, well, the rhabdomyolysis or rhabdomyolysis, however you want to pronounce it, is just the release of cellular material from what we call striated muscle, which is, active muscle like your biceps and stuff like that. And when you release this stuff, it's called creatine phosphokinase. That's what the CPK is. But there's other stuff that gets released as well. It doesn't matter. The other chemicals called myoglobin and stuff like that. And they can fuck up your liver. They can fuck up your kidneys. It makes you feel bad. You can get nausea and vomiting. And like that guy said, real dark urine. So if you're working out and you have some intense muscle pain, or if you wake up and you've been laying on your arm and it went to sleep and you destroyed the striated muscle in your arm, and may even cause a thing called compartment syndrome, where the muscle swells so much that it cuts off its own blood supply and dies.
Fuck, he needs a checkup immediately.
Then you can get this thing called rhabdomyolysis, which can lend you, throw you in the hospital and sometimes into the ICU.
What?
Yeah. And that CrossFit thing is very unusual. Now, that guy may have been predisposed to it, or he may have just ripped the shit out of, well, obviously he did, out of his muscles to cause that. And that's, I've seen a lot of rhabdomyolysis. In my 30 years of practice, I've never seen a single one from CrossFit or from routine exercise. So people don't need to be afraid of that.
What were the circumstances where you did see it? Like someone lifting a car off a child or something?
No, most of the time when I see it is either a trauma, like a motor vehicle accident where there's a crush injury, or from sepsis. When someone gets a bacterial infection of the bloodstream, then that, for the toxins that are released, can cause destruction of striated muscle as well, and you can get rhabdomyolysis. And that's usually a real bad prognostic indicator when that happens.
Did someone put a finger up your hiney? Did you hear how you went, sepsis? All right. But most people are more concerned about their arm falling asleep and then them dying 2 days later.
Right, and that I've heard of that, and those are extremely unusual cases, too. That's where someone has cut, because when your arm falls asleep, you're cutting off the circulation to the arm.
Right.
And you can, when they do surgery on arms, they'll cut off the circulation to an arm for an hour or two sometimes.
Oh, sons of bitches.
You know, they'll put tourniquets on it so they'll have a bloodless field when they work on it. And you can survive
bloodless
that.
field.
Your limbs can tolerate that. And but if you do it for a long enough time, then the muscle becomes damaged, swells up. It can't get arterial blood supply anymore, so now the muscle dies, and then you get rhabdomyolysis. And for you to sleep on your arm that long, most of the time it's someone who's drunk and they're passed out.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you know, my arm falls asleep from time to time, but it kind of wakes me up because I'm uncomfortable after a while. It seems like your body would sort of wake you up and go, yeah, this isn't a good position right now. I don't know.
The times when I've heard of that happening, it's been someone that's been in an alcoholic stupor and they're passed out, and you know, they sleep on their limb much longer than they normally would have.
Right.
That's what a drunk that woman was. I called in, fucking liquored up.
I'm not saying that.
Hey, Dr. Steve, do you beat the shit out of your kids?
No. Now, I tell you what, I went through a class that advocated using this thing called a wisdom maker, which was a little piece of leather or your hand that you're supposed to use on the back of their thigh. And I have to be honest with you, we tried it, and then I heard Louis on your show say we shouldn't teach our kids not to do stuff by hitting them, and that really struck a chord with me. So we stopped trying to spank our kids to discipline them. It was a real very short period, and I'm like you. I just didn't feel good about it.
And I mean, if that's working for other parents, I'm not here to say I'm not here to say it's wrong. I just know I can't do it.
Yeah, I got spanked, and I only got spanked once by my dad, but I never wanted that to ever happen again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
What did you do that he spanked you?
Right.
What's that?
What did you do that he spanked you, and why did he stop?
I think I may have dropped the F-bomb to my mom or something. I was 8.
Oh, no.
And he picked me up, and he gave me one swat on the ass, and I felt the pins and needles all the way down to my feet, and it was like I didn't ever do that again.
Why? Wow. But why? He said no more of that. He's like, this is wrong. When you shot a load all over the place, and he's like, this is not the intended.
Exactly. I don't know.
Oh,
anyway,
hold on. This guy got some weird disease running a marathon. Hold on, Dr. Steve. We got to help out Chris in Tampa. Chris.
Okay.
Hey, boys. Hey, Dr. Steve, 2 years ago, I ran the Disney Marathon and peed brown after it. And then the next day, I thought it was a bladder rupture, according to what I Googled. And then the next day, I passed out going to the store, got hospitalized, and had to take an IV for 4 days. My CPK enzymes were up to like 4,400. And the doctor said it's like the highest. The only other people they'd seen it that high, and it was like a Navy SEAL that was hospitalized there out of MacDill. And another marathon runner. But all I had to do was take an IV, but it was pretty scary because I actually thought I was having a heart attack. Everything just collapsed on me.
Sure. Well, that's classic rhabdomyolysis, and some people just may be more prone to it, and then some people it'll happen one time, and then they can run again, and it never happens again. But you caught it early, and that's the treatment is hydration in the beginning, and to protect the kidneys from damage from the myoglobin and stuff in your bloodstream. So you did exactly the right thing. You sought treatment early, and when when you see urine like that accompanied by muscular pain and weakness and nausea and vomiting, you need to get checked.
Jesus. I was just curious about old people.
I know, it happens.
I was just curious about old people.
Thank you, Chris. You're better now?
I'm better. Yeah, they check me every 3 months.
Take care.
Good to know. God bless. That's good. Nice ending.
I'm more obsessed with Jimmy and his Tinder now.
It's fucking
The pictures
brutal.
he just showed me were just brutal.
Fucking
One
brutal.
after another, brutal. You're a very successful stand-up comedian, sir.
They don't care.
And radio personality.
And the one
overall good guy.
The one I like just...
There needs to be an app for people wanting to fuck celebrities.
Well, that one's all right.
Yeah, I like her.
That might be a tranny, though.
No, I thought the same thing.
You did, right?
Yeah, no.
Someone's saying you could delete your account, change your age, and it'll get you more ladies. Do you know how to delete your account?
No, because it goes through your Facebook. I don't want to go through the whole thing.
Yeah, you have to sign up not using Facebook. Either that or you got to change your date of birth on Facebook.
Oh, how do you know, Dr. Steve? What's going on there? What do you got?
I actually did a couple stories on Tinder on my show. Weird Medicine on the Riotcast Network and Sirius XM.
Nice cover up. Looks like someone got caught with a Tinder rap.
Yeah, exactly. It's for the show. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't see meeting a wife on this app. There's too many people popping in and out, and there's hookers. It's like a whole.
Do you want a wife?
No, but I mean, I don't know what I want. I may, want somebody that I go out with a little bit. It would be nice at this point. Fucking 46. I have a fun life. I literally do nothing. Like, I'll come to the show, and then afterwards I go to the gym, and I'm done by like noon.
Right.
And sometimes I got shit during the day, but I'm like, fuck, man, I would love to hang with somebody and just travel a little bit.
If you want to find a nice girl, go to church, John.
No, I don't want a nice girl. I want
he wants a little dirt.
I want a pretty girl who's a real pig. I have a really weird list of requirements.
You need a little dirt.
I need a lot of dirt.
You need a little dirt in your relationship.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Dr. Steve, you got a little dirt in your relationship?
Oh, dude, no. I've been married 15 years. There's no dirt in there.
No more dirt.
We lead monastic lives, but
I don't know what that means. And
monastic, is that monk-like?
I'm not going to look it up. All right. Miss Pat is here. Nice. We got a treat today. Miss Pat has some stories to tell. All right, Dr. Steve, I think we're done with you.
All right, boys.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, we learned a lot from you, unfortunately. We learned about all the things that could kill us.
Yeah.
I didn't know exercise could kill you. I understood the heart thing, but...
Exceedingly rare. Don't fear the exercise. It's not going to happen to you.
Don't fear the Reaper?
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Steve.
Have a good day.
You too.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye. Before Miss Pat comes in, could she wait a little longer? Because we got a couple more things to talk about.
Okay.
Is that all right? Will she be cool? Because I want to talk about Adrian Peterson. Holy fuck, he's playing. He's playing Sunday.
Yeah.
I got to go on record and say this. I think he beat the shit out of his kid. I think it went beyond discipline. I saw the pictures, and I also strongly believe that what Adrian Peterson did is way worse than what Ray Rice did. Who's with me? Who the fuck's with me on this one?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's way worse.
The difference
I'm not saying that Ray Rice's woman there should have been knocked out, but, they were having a major confrontation back and forth, and there was spitting and stuff. The innocence of a child. What the fuck did that kid do to deserve those marks on his leg to that point?
I'm sure there's an answer for that.
It's worse. It's worse to hit a kid than it is to an adult, whether it's a man or a woman. Definitely.
Yeah, but the motives are different, though. Like when you're disciplining your kids because you're disciplined. I'm not saying it's not shitty.
They're both shitty things that happen. I want to make that clear.
But you might think that you're doing the right thing and helping your kid, and that's how you were raised. If you punch a woman in the fucking face, there's no way to spin that as this is anything but a violent, brutal act.
I'll bet if there was a surveillance video of him hitting his kid,
he would not be playing Sunday.
100% not. And everybody would agree that it was worse than the Ray Rice thing. I think you're right.
I think it's worse.
I think if there's a video, if we saw it happening, people would realize how bad it is.
That's how old my son is. Having a 4-year-old is really frustrating. It's really frustrating because you're trying to teach them, but their brains aren't developed enough to really get it yet. So to discipline to that point, man, I don't know. I think you personally have like some anger issues that you might need to talk about. But the NFL,
no, did you get me eggs?
I got pancakes. I was kidding because now I'm gonna have to eat them. They look good. Are they wheat pancakes with blueberries?
No, I heard you say you wanted a toasted English muffin with peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, but I want my regular breakfast too. I want this.
Kenny rules.
No, I listen to the radio.
That's cool. You're in good company with 5 people. But I want. This is what we have?
Is it raining outside? Why are you soaked?
Yeah, I hope it's fucking sweat.
Yes,
I hope you were doing some CrossFit. Huh?
Yeah,
you're soaked. Okay, thank you for the pancakes. I'm gonna have to eat them now. Jimmy's not happy with
I
his.
tried to get Sam chocolate chip, but they
What's
don't
that?
have any.
No.
Where's the eggs?
We'll get eggs.
That's what you asked for.
No, it's not.
We'll get eggs too. Everything will be okay. But Adrian Peterson is playing.
Yeah, and now they're saying that he might have beaten another kid.
He's denying it. I guess there was a head injury or something, and
a text message.
Yeah, he smashed the kid's head, or that's what they're alleging. Disciplining him in the car.
What does the text message say?
Well, this is a news report, but the text message basically, I don't think it was an ex-wife.
Oh, no, I read this, yeah. How does that happen? He got a whooping in the car? Yup. I felt so bad, but he did it himself. What does that mean?
He's saying that...
Isn't it himself, by the way?
Of course it is.
Okay,
and it's
I
one
wanna
word.
make sure. Okay.
The woman is saying that he's...
College graduate, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I guess he was watching the kid. He had custody of the kid for the weekend or whatever it was. And the woman, the mother of the kid, got this text message because the kid had like a scar on his head, and it has like a permanent scar on his head. And he said he had to give the kid a whooping when he was sitting in the back seat, and then the kid hit his head on the car seat.
This is
what the news story
Maybe
said.
the kid was ducking out of the way or something. You know, if someone's hitting you, fucking move out of the way, maybe smashed his head into it or something.
Peterson's kid had defense wounds on his body. That changes everything. Yeah, I don't see it another way. I'm not going to see it another way. I get there's people that do discipline their kids in that way, but he went too far. Period. He went too far, and now he's playing Sunday. I think I'm way more bothered by that than the Ray Rice situation.
They might have to let him play though, because again, it's only been he hasn't been convicted.
Right.
So you know, again, you're innocent until proven guilty, and they have to let go through the process.
So the Vikings are in a tough spot in a way.
Yeah, they lost their Radisson sponsorship. They're losing money by doing that, but maybe they kind of have to.
All focus is on the NFL and their morality.
Good. That's what they wanted. You wanted to clean the league up and worried about inappropriate language.
Yeah.
Good. I hope that their fucking year is ruined with all this stuff about players coming out. That's what they get, the NFL.
I would bet a lot of money. Fast forward a few more weeks, it's going to be exhausting for the NFL because they are now looking. The press is all about this now. This is the hot story, so they're going to look at every single player. They're going to dig up so much stuff now in the coming weeks that we're not going to have time to read about all of it.
Yep.
And talk about it on our show. They're in trouble, man. And then they hired women, I guess, to kind of look at their domestic violence policies.
Oh, that's
and stuff.
terrific.
And yeah. And what's the other story today with the NFL? Greg Hardy will not be suspended by the Panthers. Team gathering information. So, Carolina Panthers chose to deactivate defensive end Greg Hardy ahead of their Week 2 game against the Lions, but the decision appears to have been temporary. Head coach Ron Rivera announced Monday that Hardy will not be suspended by the team, although the organization will continue to evaluate the situation before making a decision whether Hardy will be active against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday Night Football. What's the big thing with Hardy? What's going on with Hardy? Where's Travis? He knows this shit.
Didn't he beat his girlfriend or something, or throw her on guns? Isn't that the allegation?
That's the same guy? Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if that was him. Didn't that go to trial though, or right? Hardy filed an appeal after being found guilty on charges of domestic violence and communicating threats stemming from an altercation in May with then-girlfriend Nicole Holder. The defensive end will receive a jury trial that will decide the case. That trial is scheduled to take place in November. Rivera said Monday that's the coach, that the changing climate in the NFL influenced the team's decision. Initially, the Panthers had said they would wait for the legal proceedings to be complete before making a determination, but the team's stance changed entering the weekend. He said the possibility of Hardy becoming a distraction played a role in the decision. So, and now he's back, though. Coach added...
Was he convicted? This is on appeal?
I believe so, yeah.
So he was already convicted?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. He was found guilty, yeah. All right. We have to do what's right. None of us are infallible. We all make mistakes. It's important we get this right, and we're doing the best we can. So,
yeah.
Wow, the NFL. Wow.
What shitheads.
Wow.
I don't know why I hate them so much. Maybe it's just that they're fucking... They're selective buckling to PC stuff. I don't know. I find myself really hating the NFL. I hate them.
Yeah, because they're very hypocritical. Oh. They want this, family friendly product, and they got problems. But
boring halftime shows. No say. Oh, the kids are watching.
Right. No celebrations after touchdowns.
Right. Exactly.
All that shit they take away, and then. But I see it a different way. I mean, I think you got to be half crazy to play in the NFL. It's a very, very brutal, violent sport. What kind of people do you think you're going to get?
Well, that's why I'm not shitting on the players. Because that's a brutal job, and look, a lot of these guys are from these areas. Hey, whatever you do, you do. It's the people above them that make me sick. It's not the players.
Right. Yeah, they're just doing their thing, you know. Yeah. Let's go to Colin in New Jersey. Colin.
What's up, boys?
Hey.
A couple things about AP. Number one, they were actually, it was in their best interest to cut him and release him because they're paying him $14 million next year and $15 million the year after. If they released him, they'd only have to pay $2.2 million.
Okay.
But I guess that people would have been pissed because he's the best player in the league.
Right.
But number two was his kid, the 4-year-old, at the grand jury testified that his father told him he was going to punch him if he didn't go get the switch. And when he did it, he motioned towards his face, like he was going to punch him in the face if he didn't go get the switch.
Right.
So that was kind of one of the things that they considered gross abuse of a child. So.
All right.
Yeah. All right, bye.
All right, what a lousy fucking dude.
Yeah, Don in Michigan. Go ahead. Don thinks I'm nuts about the Ray Rice thing. Go ahead, Don.
No, not that you're nuts about Ray Rice. Ray Rice is a piece of shit. But, but you're nuts that Adrian Peterson's deal is worse. I mean, when you were a kid, you got the belt. You're a parent. I'm a parent. We both understand that it's not. We've become pussified as adults now, and how we discipline our kids. But for you to say that Adrian Peterson's switching his kid and leaving a couple welts on his ass, you got him from the belt, maybe I did when I was a kid, is worse than some piece of shit punching his girl in the face and then letting her hit her head on the side of it. How can you justify saying that Ray Rice is not as bad?
They're both really bad. I want to make that point again. I don't remember ever having marks from being spanked or whatever as a kid. I really don't. And I go back to the innocence of a child. Like, what could that kid have possibly done it for where the guy's leaving marks?
A tree branch is going to do that. I mean, I understand.
Well, how about he fucking uses his hand if that's what he's decided to do as far as disciplining his child?
I don't disagree. Where I disagree with you is that a grown man punching a woman with a left uppercut to the face.
It was a hook.
Yeah, exactly. And also,
which is bad.
I don't think that.
I don't think that's a crazy thing for Ope to say. I don't know how I feel about
it's okay
it. But I'm saying I don't think that's crazy. Like a guy whipping a 4-year-old on the back of his leg and accidentally hitting his scrotum with a fucking tree branch, even though it was an accident to hit his balls. I don't know if that's worse than one anger crazy moment when you're probably drunk. I don't know.
I go back to the innocence of a child, and I also go back to the fact that at least she sort of had a chance. I don't feel like a 4-year-old has a chance in that situation to protect himself if he feels like, oh my God, this is way too much that's going on here.
This way, Opie, if the switching a kid, I mean, and it's bad. I would never do it to my 2 children.
Right.
But switching a kid isn't going to kill him. That left hook could have killed her.
Fair enough. Fair enough on that point.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He's lucky. Yeah.
I don't think that's pussification either. You saying pussification's a word that I think Carlin came up with in '99, and we use it a lot. And I think sometimes we overuse it to describe anything that we do that's not as brutal. And I think pussification is more about language and attitude. I think not whipping your kids and leaving marks, like saying that's fucked up, I don't think is a sign of pussification.
I don't know about pussification, and maybe that is the wrong word. But it's all societal pressure that has come from nowhere. I mean, and I don't know. It's sickening, really. I wish you could. I don't know.
So there are parents out there that think it's acceptable to actually leave marks on a 4-year-old because you're disciplining them.
I would never hit my kids. No, I don't think it's acceptable at all. I just think that the society as a whole has changed, and it's just sick. And whipping your kids, that's not the only way that society's changed. It's how how you treat people in general, what's accepted and what's not, and societal norms. It's gross compared to where it was, 70s, 80s. I don't know.
All right, Don. Good call.
Have a good day, guys.
Good call.
See you, man.
I think everything changed when he left, like, those welts and those little fucking cuts and stuff on his 4-year-old. Chris, go ahead.
Oh my God! I wish you put me on with that guy, fucking Don.
That's all right.
This poor fucking kid had defensive wounds on his hand. I mean, which means he was fucking on the ground, probably pleading with his father, crying his fucking eyes out. That this ogre was standing over him with a fucking tree, beating him. I mean, Opie, I'm with you. Beating a 4-year-old kid is way worse than punching an adult. Not saying that what Ray Rice did was right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And one other thing, because I was trying to get to yesterday, people are saying that football is a violent sport, and that's why these guys are acting out. Well, I played hockey. Hockey is a far more violent sport than football. And you don't hear about this shit going on in the NHL outside of the ice. So it makes you wonder if it's societal, racial thing.
They get to fight more on the ice, too. Like, if you have a problem on the ice with somebody, you wind up punching each other in the face and getting rid of it.
I think there's a slight difference. I'm a huge hockey fan. I think it's not as many head injuries, though. These football players are running full speed into each other with their heads down. I mean, I think the concussion thing is a major fucking problem for the NFL. A major issue.
But a lot of these guys are young guys that are getting in trouble that maybe have not, although I guess they played all their life, so maybe they do already have some fucking brain issues. But I don't know. I'm not trying to sound racist, but I see all these black guys get in trouble for hitting girls and babies and stuff, and you got to wonder whether or not it is a racial thing,
Yeah, but it's like, I think the head injury, fucking concussion point is really a good point. Like, they're not, they've been from high school on or however young you are and you start playing football, you're smashing your skull into somebody else's skull. You wind up getting injured.
And you know what they're finding out only recently? That kids shouldn't even hit the soccer ball with their head until they're 8. Until they're 8 years old. Huh?
I said that makes sense.
Not when we were growing up. You didn't even think twice about it.
Well, right, that's true.
But now they're doing some, real studies and research, and like they really believe kids should not even do that until at least 8 years old. So, I mean, and that's a soccer ball. Now you got kids that are 8, 9, 10 playing football and already, hitting each other with their helmets. I don't know.
Right.
Who knows?
Well, hey, thanks for taking my call, man.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right, later.
All right, why don't we take a break? Wow, the phones are lit. If you want to stick around and talk about the Adrian Peterson thing, you could do that, certainly. We got Miss Pat coming in. She thinks I'm wrong about the Peterson thing. Nice.
Yeah, I figured she'll be interesting to talk about that. I think she's from the South. So, Charles Barkley said that black parents beat their kids in the South.
To the point of leaving marks, because I don't want people to get confused here. If you want to smack your kid on the behind, give him a spanking because you're disciplining him, who am I to say you shouldn't do that? All right, that's fine. I'm just saying I can't do that. But when it comes to leaving marks and welts, all bets are off in my world. That's where I think that parents are going too fucking far. I don't know. Jimmy, what do you got over there?
I was just going to give Miss Pat's...
I thought you were doing your thing.
No, I'm in Columbus this weekend. It's almost sold out, though.
Oh, good for you.
Stress Factory coming up and Levity Live coming up.
Let Miss Pat perform before we start giving out all her fucking dates and such.
All right, Miss Pat will determine whether or not we're going to... and she's coming in next.
She's next. I'm very excited. I've heard nothing but great things about her.
I just watched some of her stand-up. She's very funny.
Cool.
In case you missed it, recently this happened.
I always prayed for heavy dick in high school going in the showers just to be like, all right.
What?
No, just to look good.
Yeah, you don't want to be humiliated.
I just made sure my angles were good so no one saw me.
Yeah.
See?
I just prayed I didn't make the yummy noise by mistake.
I was an angle guy all the way.
Angle? I always had to box out.
I developed late to begin with, so a lot of times I just didn't shower.
There was a lot of black dudes on my football team, so I always had to.
Yeah, but why'd you have to shower after a game? I never
You wouldn't
understood
shower after the game?
Fuck no, I'd shower when I got home.
Why?
Who cares?
I would mostly, unless we were on the road, and then I would shower.
You would shower in the road locker room?
If we were on the road, yeah.
Why didn't you want to shower with the other guys?
Because it was fucking gay. To be honest with you.
It is.
It was a bit gay.
I always want to shower after. What did you do while they were showering? You sit there and film them surreptitiously.
But I wasn't the only one that didn't.
Guys, Jerome, turn around.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one that didn't shower, though. There were a few of us.
And you were the stinky kids.
They were the
Yeah.
late. I guess if
Late bloomers. Did you have a small penis? Is that what it was? Were you worried?
I was. I was worried for
Okay.
a while there. I developed late, so that made it easier to not shower as well. I was 5'2", 91 pounds in 10th grade. I was tiny, and then I shot up finally.
Do you have stretch marks from growing?
On my penis?
Yeah. Did your dick got stretch marks?
But only going width-wise. The length was the same. It was long and thin. It was birth length. In 10th grade, if you got a small dick or you haven't developed yet, and there are those kids that are fucking. When I was in camp, there was a kid, Kevin, who we suspect is retarded. Like, I think he was definitely slow. I don't know if he was full on retarded, but he was definitely slow.
Right.
And he had like full pubes and he was
Monster?
8 soft. And this is like a fucking.
That means he was retarded.
Yeah, 8th to 9th grade.
He had dumb dick.
Yeah, he had dumb dick.
It's just like, he's like, hey, Jim, do you know what this is? You're like, look at that fucking piece.
Exactly. You have no idea what you're lugging around.
Plus, I should say my sport of choice was basketball, so it was a lot of black guys.
yeah.
They don't mind that stereotype, which is completely true, by the way. Completely intimidated.
You're afraid they would laugh at you and call you a white boy dick? Or
They had fucking monsters in their
Look at
pants.
tiny dick. Look at tiny white dick.
Right.
Or they'd flick it like it was a small insect bothering them in a picnic.
Want more? Get the show on demand now at SiriusXM.com/on-demand. You wanted more? You got it. The show is back.
Well, of course it's back.
Miss Pat's coming in.
Was it in doubt that we were just going to leave after the first break? Why does Troy have to go, you asked for it, you got it? More Opie and Jim or
Exactly, 'cause
OJ
they
in the
didn't ask
morning
for
or
it.
whatever the fuck. Oh, you can sit there.
Okay.
All right, if you want to.
No, wherever you want.
No, you can sit there.
Feel free.
Feel free to sit there. That's all right.
Miss Pat is sitting in Anthony's old chair.
Oh, shit.
No, that's okay. That's
Wow,
good.
you got big boobies. Miss Pat's
Talking to
got,
E-Rock.
Miss
First
Pat's
time
got
I've
some
heard that from a white
boobies.
guy.
Miss Pat's got some boobies. Wow, nice.
I didn't buy them either.
Yeah, those are yours.
Yeah, they are mine. Good morning, Jim.
Hi, Pat. How
And
are
this
you?
there's a nice bounce to him too. Still.
This the underwire in the bra.
Oh, okay. All right.
Stop trying to make me feel young. Who is the dude in the background looking like Secret Service?
Oh, Kenny.
That's Kenny.
Oh, hey, Kenny. I was trying to make sure he wasn't my parole officer.
Well, he might have been in that business for a little while.
Yeah. He probably has less of a fun vibe than your parole officer.
Right, yeah.
Creep.
There's so much I want to talk to you about, but they said you disagreed with the Adrian Peterson thing.
I mean, I'm from the South. We always got wood with switches. You know, that's a branch from the tree because
Right.
they didn't even know what the fuck a switch was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how we used to get whoopings.
To the point where it left marks?
Yes, all the fucking time. My mama would make us go pick them and put them in hot water and plat them and then beat your ass with them.
Why the hot water?
Because it makes them twist. You know, a branch would need to be soft for it to twist. So you get your ass beat with it. And all the way down to it was no more.
Right.
And nobody locked my mother up.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just a new age. You know, you can't do old school. Like my mama, when I was little, she used to shoot in the air to make us move.
Right.
But if she shot today, she'd be in fucking jail.
Of course.
She kept a 22 loaded.
So she would shoot a gun in the air for what?
Like, didn't I tell you to wash some dishes? Pop out, get their ass in there and wash them fucking
What about?
dishes.
I heard you say that on the Rogan podcast. Rogan's a good friend of ours. Love Rogan. Love what he's doing. And you told that story. And my first thought was, what about the people living upstairs?
We didn't live up. We was in a duplex. Wasn't nobody upstairs.
No.
But, I mean, if it was somebody upstairs, she just shoot in the wall.
Okay.
So it didn't scare us. We got used to, she want us to get up.
And then she wondered why the apartment started leaking?
Yeah, she wondered why the roof was always leaking because you just put 30 holes in it this month, bitch.
She really would just shoot the 22 like it was nothing?
Like it was nothing. You was used to it.
Wow.
And whoop our butts with these switches.
Yeah.
I mean, we said have the same type of bruises. Nobody said nothing. Not even the school said shit.
Right.
You go to school and you got whips all over you. Okay, you must act up.
Right. I got two kids. I have a 4 and a 2. I can't see spanking them. I just can't. I was spanked as a kid, and honestly, I understood why my parents spanked us. I'm not sitting here like, those fucking,
that
those
wasn't
monsters.
a spanking, Opie. That was a whipping. A spanking, you take your hand to the kid's ass.
Right.
But that's a whipping. You taking switching belts.
That's where I don't understand. Is what I'm saying. I understand parents today if they're spanking their kids, that's fine. If that works for them, I'm not in their lives. If that works, that's fine. But leaving marks on a 4-year-old, that is crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree too. I was like, damn, Adrian, you really know what was crazy to me hitting the baby nutsack. You know, that's some tender skin on a 4-year-old. You know, your nutsack probably can take a jam, you know, but a 4-year-old, that's some really tender skin.
And what did he say? That was
I'm assuming that's tender skin because y'all cried today.
And he said that that was by accident, right? Hitting him on the ball bag?
Wrapped around, right?
Yeah, because when you hit him with a switch, that switch go all over.
Sure.
You know, it's like a 22 pistol. It travels.
Right.
And it went right to that baby nutsack. I was all for Adrian until I realized he had hit the baby nutsack.
He said he felt bad about that.
Well, of course. Let me hit your nutsack. When you been here hollering this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't think it's abuse. I think they need to say, hey, you can't whoop your kid with a switch. But
you were whooped as a kid, but you were a wild child for a while.
I was never wild. I got caught up in some shit. Okay?
You got caught up in some shit, but I don't think I would have got caught up in shit if I was getting the shit beat out of me.
Well, you know what? My mama was really strict until she got her spine damaged by a security guard in our projects.
Right.
Then after that, she had no control of her neck, so we was no longer scared of her.
How did he damage her spine?
He threw up against the wall. She was the candy lady. He told her not to sell candy, so he came over there to whoop her ass. And she was a very small lady, so she gets to fighting with him. He damaged her spine. Then her neck went like if we was in the car with her and her neck fell over, we would have to be there to pick her neck up. That was a hard job as a kid.
So did she hold her neck up all the time?
Well, as long as we positioned it up, it was okay. But like say if she moved too quick, that bitch fall over, we would have to be there to pick her back up.
I'm kind of piggybacking Rogan's podcast because I heard that as well. And did he really give her a DDT?
DDT. No, he power drive the shit out of her. That's a wrestling move. I used to love wrestling.
I know.
He beat the hell out of her. He damaged her spine.
So in the project, she was selling candy?
She was a candy lady.
So why is that a problem?
Because she talked shit. Like my mama had a foul mouth and she was like, oh, fuck you, security guard. He said, well, you're not reporting your income, so don't sell the fucking candy.
What is it? It's not his, it's not his job to worry about that.
I think he just didn't like her.
Right.
He didn't like her, so he wanted to whoop her ass, so he whooped her ass.
What kind of candy? Was it some good stuff or?
You know, pixie sticks and all types of little different shit candy.
Just to make some money.
I wanted to make extra money for, utilities and shit because we were poor.
I went into the candy business in school. It was very profitable. Sam also did that. I would come in with the candy and, I'd charge a little extra, and I had some nice pocket money as a kid. It was nice.
Well, I didn't sell candy. I sell cocaine. But
I know you did.
Yes, you probably had a lot more pocket money than he did with his fucking Mars bars.
Boy, yeah. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. So, wow, where do we begin?
The projects were Atlanta?
Well, projects was in Decatur, Georgia, yeah.
Oh, Decatur, okay.
Projects really got crazy. They was safe back then. I guess we didn't stay that long because after they beat up, they put us out.
Oh. Did you know your dad?
Yeah, later on in life.
Later on, yeah, because I don't remember that coming up on the Rogan podcast. So
no, I mean I met my dad when I was 11.
11.
Yeah.
Wow. How'd you meet him? He just came to see you?
No, he came over to whoop me and my sister. Whoop my sister ass, and he couldn't tell us apart, and he hit me. And I had never seen him. So at the time, I was really into wrestling. So I stepped back and I drop kicked the shit out of him. And I tagged my brother in and we whooped that ass all over the house. And while we was beating him up, he was like, I'm your real dad. I'm like, well, introduce yourself next time. Wow. Come here slapping the shit out of me.
That's how you met your father?
That's how black kids meet their father.
That was a good day for her. The story she tells. Wow. So how did you get involved with the drugs?
I had 2 kids at 15. And I couldn't get a job. Everybody wanted a work permit. So I would take the kids on the interview with me. And, they was like, where's your work permit? You should be in school. So I was like, well, meet my fucking kids. Mama need a job.
Right.
And nobody would give me a job. So at that time, crack had just hit the black community. And I had a friend was like, well, we could do this.
Yeah.
And so I just took my welfare check and went from there.
Is this in the 80s?
No, the 90s.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that
She's
fucking
not that old.
He said crack had just hit the...
it hit really bad in the late 90s. The early 90s.
Probably
early
90s.
Yeah. No, it was the 80s. 86, 87. Because my daughter was born in 86.
Okay.
So by 88, I was selling crack. Yeah. Because I stopped in 91, 92 when I met my husband.
Oh, okay.
So it was the late 80s.
There's a lot there we got to ask questions about. So I do know you met your baby daddy, I guess you want to call him
When
that?
I was 12.
When you were 12 and he was 22 years old.
Yeah, 22, 23, something like that.
How did you two meet each other?
Coming from a high school dance, like a teenage dance called the YMCA.
Right.
So I was walking with my sister and my cousin, and he pulled up because he knew their boyfriends. And we just all started hanging out. So I had a really nice body. I was fuckable, but you're looking at me this morning, Jim, like I'm not fuckable. But
no,
I understand.
It's the age thing, not the fuckability. It's the age difference.
That's why you keep squinting your eyes at night. Like you don't want to look at fat people. Do I look greasy,
No,
Jim?
that's not it.
I told Roland, I was like, he can't look at fat people. Have you noticed that?
That's all I do is look at fat people. You seen Roland or E-Rock?
He look at everybody else, but when he get to me and Roland, his head is down.
Right.
But I was 12, and
So you had a nice body at 12, is what you're saying?
fuck yeah! Oh god,
Yeah?
if I would have knew that they was gonna be wearing navel rings, I would have never had no fucking kids.
You didn't see that one coming?
I sure didn't. I can get one, but should nobody see it?
Right.
Probably could nobody see it anyway. But I met him coming from a party, and my sister and my cousin were with their boyfriends. So he gave me a ride home, and he just started talking. And I come from, a rough background where no one paid me any fucking attention. I'm like, finally, somebody will listen to me, but I didn't know I was going to fuck him in the long run. I thought, he was just going to be listening.
Right.
So he came back the next day. I'm like, what? He actually came back because I had acne really bad. I had a little chicken hair. You remember the song Chicken Head with a little short, nappy fucking hair? I was a rough looking chick.
What's
and for
wrong
him
with
to
this guy?
pay me some attention, it was like, wow.
Right.
Did he like that you were 12? Sorry. Did he like that you were 12?
No, I actually, I was lying. So I said, when I first met, I was like, I'm 18. But the next day, he come over. My mom was like, she 12. And he told me he was 18. And so my mom was like, how old are you? He was like 18. So I guess my mom was like, I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
Because she was an alcoholic. She didn't give a fuck.
Were you a mature 12?
Oh, yeah. I had the same
You
set
had
of
all the
titties you
parts?
just seen that just bumped.
Really?
These are the same set of titties I had.
At 12?
Yeah, they're 30. They're 44 double D if you wanted to know.
No,
Jim.
double D, I assumed. I didn't know if it was
triple.
44.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Really?
triple.
I would
You gotta go
assume double
triple.
D.
You
Very
got to
nice.
give room for my back.
Oh, yeah.
My back titties.
So when did you realize that whole situation was wrong? Later in life?
I didn't realize. Yeah, and later in life. Because you know what? I met him at 12.
Mm-hmm.
I got pregnant at 13. And at that time, I'm still in elementary school. So once I gave birth, I turned 14 when I gave birth. And it didn't done. All I had to do was, all I could think of, I gotta take care of this fucking baby. Plus, the main reason why I think I kept the baby is because I wanted somebody to love me. Mm-hmm. And I figured if I have this baby will love me unconditionally. Because his wife now knocked on my door when I was like 4 or 5 months pregnant and asked me to get an abortion. I'm like, bitch, no. I'm gonna get a welfare check for this baby.
Did you hear this? She's 12 when they start dating. He's married.
Right.
Yeah.
When did you find out he was married? Early on?
No, when she knocked on my door.
And
She
when you were
knocked-
4 months pregnant?
Yeah, she knocked on my door and she said my street name, well, my nickname was Rabbit, and she was like, I want to speak to Rabbit, and I was like, that's me, and she was like, I'm his wife, I'm Daryl's wife, and that shit confused me. I was like, wife? Well, how can you be his wife? You got to be his girlfriend first. And she was like, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 13.
Oh my God.
And so we go outside and the ice cream man coming down the street and she buy me an ice cream and she discussed abortions with me. And I was like, abortion? And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, all you gonna buy me is a bum pop to get an abortion? Not even a box of bum pops? The fuck is wrong with you? I can get $235 for this baby. So I was like, no, I think I want to keep the baby because it'll love me. She was like, oh, you're gonna ruin my marriage. Then by this time I'm thinking their fucking marriage is already ruined.
Of course.
I'm trying to take your husband.
Right.
In my mind, I wasn't taking shit. But yeah.
How old was she?
I think she was like 17, 18.
Okay.
Everybody was much older than me.
Right.
Whatever happened to him?
I still talk to him. I talked to him the other day.
Oh, you did? Do you dislike him? 'Cause that's kind of predatory if you're 22 to fuck
Well, it
a
is child
12-year-old.
molestation.
Yeah.
It is fucking child molestation.
Well, the
now.
acne especially makes it very predatory.
Yeah.
Right.
The what?
The acne you had.
Fuck you. Well, nobody gave a fuck back then. They do now. And you know what's crazy? Because he signed my kid's birth certificate. And when I was doing something, my daughter was going on a cruise and she pulled out a birth certificate. She said, "Oh my God, you 14 and he 22 or 23." I was like, "Put that shit away." It's really nasty when you think about it.
Sure.
But it is. I mean, I had a second baby by him. at 15.
Oh, both by him.
Yeah, I have 4, but I'm married now. And then I got pregnant again, and then I got an abortion because I was like, I can't fucking take care of these kids. You know, this dude ain't gonna help me. He wasn't helping me at all.
Right.
Here I am, 14, fucking falsifying my ID to go do day labor work.
Right.
And so that's how I made money for Pampers. And when I started selling drugs, I could really take care of my kids.
Right.
So,
wait, Jimmy asked a good question. Did she answer that?
What?
What kind of relationship you got with the guy now?
With him now,
or
yeah.
what was your conversation like?
I talk to him. I mean, I don't hate him. I'm not built to hate. I can't hate no fucking body. I dislike you. I don't fuck with you, but I can't hate. It take energy to hate. So people's like, how can you talk to him? I think because I've forgiven him over the years. I mean, he did. I mean, he put 2 kids at me, you know, didn't never take care of them. You know, he beat me, he shot me.
Right.
But I've overcame all of that shit.
Wait, let's start with the beatings. if you weren't living with him, he was living with
I never lived with him. He always lived with other women.
Okay. And so he beat you?
Yeah, he used to beat. Now, that's what I tell people when they talk about this Ray Rice shit. I was like, now, that was a misunderstanding. I fucking really used to get beat. Like, one time he slapped me with a skate, and like he shot me. He shot me in the back of the head.
Right.
Now, I used to be in a very, very abusive relationship.
With him?
With him, yeah, for 10 years.
So, when he shot you in the back of the head, that should have killed you. I would
he just
assume.
knocked some shit loose.
Was he trying to kill you, or was he trying to shoot by you?
No, he said he wasn't trying to shoot me, but I was in the house with another guy, and he hit me, and then he said the pistol went off, and it just tore a nice hole in the back of my head.
Wow.
And he left me there.
To die?
I don't think I mean, it just kind of like knocked me unconscious, and when I came through, I'm fucking bleeding like hell, so I called 911.
Right.
What about the guy that you're with?
He ran.
The guy that you were in the house
he
with.
got the fuck on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who gonna stick around for that?
I'm out of here.
But if the guy had a pistol, he didn't shoot the other guy.
Nah, he's a pussy. My baby daddy is a pussy.
But
That's why he hit me instead of the guy. He's not gonna fight no man.
Well, if he had a gun, he could have just fucking pulled the pistol on him.
Well, they got the fighting, and then the guy ran out the door, and then it was just me and him.
Is your nipple okay?
My nipple is okay.
All right.
I got shot in the titty.
She got shot in the titty.
By
the same guy.
No, it was not.
Oh, that's
Everybody
another guy?
Stop putting that shit on him.
Yeah, he's bad, but he's not that fucked up.
How many times have you been shot?
Just twice.
Oh, okay.
Another guy shot me in the titty. I think it was with a 45.
45.
Yeah.
What was the story there?
I was selling drugs, and he was just a fucking hater. And he spit on my car, and I drew a pistol on him. And I learned from, if you ever gonna stick a pistol in somebody's face, go and shoot him, because you might get shot your damn self. And he came back shooting, and he hit me up under my arm and blew my fucking nipple and areola apart.
Wait, he came back shooting, meaning he walked away?
He walked away.
Oh, okay.
And so while I was outside serving, my drugs, he came back shooting.
How old were you then?
15.
15. So you already had the 2 kids?
Yeah. And I had already been shot that same year by my kid's father.
Right.
Like 15 was a rough fucking year for me.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. When did you start doing stand-up?
12 years ago.
Because I watched some of Pat's stuff. It's funny. It's really, I watched some of the stuff from Gotham and some of the stuff from Charlie Goodnight. And you talk about a lot of this stuff in your act, which I really like.
Now I do.
You kind of got that Richard Pryor thing going on. He had such a crazy life.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I know. You've heard that, but it's kind of true, though.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Who don't want to be like fucking Richard Pryor? He's a great. But yeah.
A lot of his comedy came from his upbringing and how crazy his life was, right?
Yeah, it was fairly brutal.
So the drug thing, you started how old?
I had both of my kids at 15.
So at 15, you're like, look, man, I got to take care of these kids, and this, the government and all that's not helping me here. Or these dumb little silly jobs.
Well, what I did is I divorced my mom when I was 15. I became emancipated minor.
Oh, you did that?
Yes, so I could get I was 16, so I can get an abortion, so I can be on my own, because, I wasn't getting any help from her either.
Right.
So then, once we moved again, I got into selling drugs, and I got my own place, and I started to do shit for myself.
I can't imagine doing any of that at 15.
No, I can't either. I was helpless. But then again, I wasn't having sex till I was 18, and,
Right. I was a late bloomer.
Yeah,
Strict household. I wouldn't know how to live by myself at 15. How do you do that?
Well, you learn. It's called survival.
I understand. Yeah.
I mean, if somebody throw you out there and you got 2 kids, what are you gonna do? You're gonna either get up and do something, or you're gonna fucking fold.
Right.
And
what did Daryl do for work?
Nothing.
No.
Give out good dick.
Oh no, he just fucked with. Oh, so did he fuck well?
Yes, he did, Jim. I could give you his number if you need it.
Oh, no, I don't mean for me, but that really was a dumb question.
All black men fuck well when they don't have a job, Jim.
That's all they got.
Why you think Bobby with Whitney so good?
Right.
Unemployed dick is delicious.
That's funny.
Especially unemployed black dick.
And your nickname on the streets was Rabbit.
Rabbit was
Why?
my nickname.
Why?
I don't know. That's what my stepfather gave me.
Oh boy, what did the stepfather do to you?
Oh, nothing.
That he nicknamed you Rabbit.
No.
Did you do something very quick?
I used to like carrots, they say.
Okay,
I
good.
guess they was carrots.
And business was really good. I guess you needed some skills to be a drug dealer, right?
Just a little street knowledge. Well, you know
'cause
what?
Not
I learned
everyone makes it as a drug dealer. They all think they can.
Well, I mean, what do you end up? Everybody end up in jail when you break the law eventually. But I learned a lot of stuff from the streets, from crackheads. I learned everything I know from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit, that's how I learned how to drive, a crackhead.
Right.
He taught me how to drive.
Yeah, because you had a learner's permit.
I had a learner's permit with a car.
Right.
And this crackhead, I would give him, I said, you come at night and show me how to drive.
Right.
I would give you a couple of sacks. So he'd be on the passenger side hitting the pipe, and I'd be in the driver's seat with my 2 kids in the back just cheering me on. Mama, you're doing good. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm scared.
I think I learned how to drive a little differently than that.
Yeah, me too.
Miss Pat.
So did my kids. So
Okay,
did my
good.
kids. So did my kids.
How old are your kids?
I have a 28, 27, 16, and 14.
Okay.
I'm married. I've been married for 23 years
Right.
now. I have a wonderful husband.
Yeah, we'll get to that point. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about the drug. So, at the top of your game, how well were you doing?
I had a partner that we was doing really well. Probably about 10 grand a day.
That you would split?
Well, we was in a partnership together.
Right.
About 10 grand a day.
That's nice.
That's good money for a 16-year-old.
That's
I
amazing
had a
money.
fancy apartment. I had all the Jordans.
Really?
Everybody want all the Jordans. But I had everything.
You
I
had
mean,
a
I
real
was
nice
doing good.
apartment at 16?
Yeah.
Because of that?
Well, you know what? I always made fake ID, and I've always been able to talk like I was much older than I really was. So back in those days, you can just go and make you a fucking check stub, and they do a little verification. You get your friends to answer the phone, and you rent an apartment for $1,000 a month.
Wow.
Nobody knew I was 16. I had 2 kids.
Right.
I mean, I already looked like I was 20 something.
Right.
So
Wow.
So, what point did you stop standing out? Did you always stand on the corner, or did you ever farm that out to other people?
Well, I could do it. Like I had nieces and stuff that would help me do it. So if I dropped it off to them, they knew what to do.
Oh, okay.
So I ain't have no Nino Brown shit. I just did what enough. I didn't have to work all day.
Mm-hmm.
I could go out there when I had my partner, and we make money in the morning. We get the fuck home.
And then you're teaching your nieces the business?
Yes, I taught my nieces. Some of them. We all went to jail.
How did that finally crash down?
I met a man, and I was ready to make a change in my life. And I was just tired. You get tired of the same old bullshit when you feel like you ain't going nowhere. Plus, he wasn't getting any better. I was with my kid's father. You get to a point where you get tired of getting punched in the same eye on Friday. You get tired of hoes. And I mean, he had like 20-some kids. And bitches would come to the trap and, throw their baby out. You gonna buy my baby some Pampers? I'm like, I can do better than this.
What's the trap?
The trap is called, what back in the day, I don't know what it's called now.
Right.
It's where you stood and sold your drugs at. So that was your little block.
So he was bringing his other kids there, knowing you were doing well?
Yes. The mamas would just come down there. I
All
think
looking for
knocked-
handouts.
Well, yeah, I think I beat up more bitches than Mike Tyson knocked out. Oh, my God. Every time you turn around, I was whipping his baby mama's asses.
They would come to you for money.
No, they would come to him for money.
Oh,
Then I was supposed to have been number one. So they would come in there and say shit like, "Oh, bitch, he was with me last night." Then we all be down there fighting
Sure.
because he cheated all the time.
Right.
Oh, you thought he was in a monogamous relationship with you?
No.
So you met your current husband, is that?
Yeah.
Before you went to jail?
No, I had already been to jail.
Oh, because Jimmy was asking how did it all
crash down? Like, how did you go to jail? How did your drug business stop?
I met my husband. It wasn't jail because after I got out of jail, I still did the same shit. But I went to a open mic with a lip sync with Bruce one night, and my husband was there with his brother, and I knew his brother.
Okay.
And I was in the process of hiring a baby daddy.
Right.
And he had just got out of the military. He was well spoken, had back teeth. A back teeth in a black man is very important.
Really?
Yes. And so I was like, oh shit. He ain't hood. He's intelligent. I was like, I'm not really into, fat boys. He wasn't really fat. He was like cube size.
Yeah.
My baby dad is smaller than Jim Norton.
Okay.
So I was like, but I'm not into fat boys, but I'm going to give this one a try.
Right.
So I was like, hey, fat boy, you want to split some wings? So he was like, my name ain't no fucking fat boy, but I split some wings. And so he started giving me rides. And we hooked up, and that was 23 years later. We got 2 kids.
I wanted to, I don't want to say the back teeth thing, because if you can't see the back teeth, who cares?
What?
The guy with back teeth.
Well, it's important when you're in a conversation and you ride in the car and they talking and spitting on you from the side.
Oh, okay. All right. But I think you fast forward slightly. So how did you get caught? And I know you did about a year in jail. I know that much.
My niece we got out there one morning early on a Friday, and it was this little officer named Officer Beard who fucking hated me. And he was like, I'm gonna let you sell all the drugs you want, but when you turn 17, they had just changed the law in Georgia because of crack. Say if you break the law at 17, you go to jail now. He said, when you turn 17, I'm going to have your ass in jail. And my birthday is April the 2nd. I think I was arrested April the 10th. He saw my cousin hide the drugs, and she was underage. She was like 13. So he let her go and said, I'm issuing a warrant for rabbit. So I ran for about a week or so, and I couldn't make no money. I said, well, I might as well turn my fucking self in. So I turned myself in.
Did you save any money? Not a great, probably not the best financial plan.
Ever save money? Come on, I'm 16. Do you think I'm thinking about saving any money?
Well, what can you do with 10 grand a day, though? That's a lot of money.
You fucking shop and buy and ball out. Don't you see rappers? They ain't nothing but the new drug dealers. Don't they all end up broke?
Right. Yeah. So you ran for a week. Where were the kids?
They was with me.
So you're just going here and there, just trying to figure it all out.
Well, he never knew my address because I didn't live in that neighborhood.
Right.
But he knew that's how I ate. So he knew I would eventually come back. So I was like, fuck it. He was down there looking for me every day.
So you were smart enough to live outside the area.
Oh, yes. My daughter went to school in front of the place where I sold drugs at now.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, she was going to school and you were selling drugs outside?
In front of her school. And she hated it.
That's before they put the signs up.
I tell people I was grandfathered in all the time.
Wow, that's fucked up. So you would drop her off and then you would hang outside the school and sell drugs?
What? The principal was so fucking dirty. He knew I sold drugs. So he always put her classroom on the side that I sold the drugs at. So she'd be in class. I'd be like, hey, I'm coming to eat lunch with you.
Right.
So one day I pick her up and she was like, Mama, I want to transfer. And I was like, why? This is a good school. She said, because I get tired of looking out my window seeing you sell drugs every day. I was like, fuck that shit. I was here first. You going to get a transfer.
Wow. And then you did the year in jail.
Yep. I did a year in jail.
How's jail?
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you homeless, it would be great. But
right.
And I actually miss my daughter going to kindergarten. And by me being such a wild mama at that age, it really messed up the relationship with me and my daughter in the beginning. Because she thought I was just fucking the most evil person in the world. How can you give these people these drugs? And she wasn't looking at, I'm trying to survive.
Right.
She wasn't looking at it like that. So it kind of ruined our relationship in the beginning.
What's the worst part of jail?
I guess getting fucked, but nobody wanted me, Jim.
That's the part that scares me. But I did only one night in jail, and I remember the worst thing was I had to shit, and I didn't want to use the bath. The toilet was so dirty, and I'm like, I would give anything just for a clean toilet. But
wasn't it right in front of everyone too? The toilet.
Yeah,
it was.
It's metal. It's cold with no seat.
That's just twisted. Why they can't make the toilet?
I think they want to make it where you don't come back. If you make it too comfortable, people going to continue to come back.
Well, they seem to come back though. So
some people do, not me. Jail ain't for me.
Right.
Because I'm black. So when you go in there, they take your hair out your head, and I'm in that bitch looking like Don King. No makeup. Literally, I was looking like Don King. I think that's why nobody wanted to fuck me. Plus, I was extremely mean, and I hated being in jail. So
who took care of your kids while you were gone for a year?
A friend took care of my kids. Yeah.
Did you have any sex in jail or no?
No, I don't do that eating pussy, Jim. I don't like my own vagina. So, I know what a vagina go through. That should be for you guys to eat. You don't know. I know how well we do and don't wash our dishes down there.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
But I have a gay daughter and she love it. She love it.
Oh yeah, I would hope.
She love it. Not jail. She don't love jail.
Right.
She haven't been to jail. She love vagina.
You kind of had to make an adjustment as far as how you felt about gay people, right?
You know a fucking lot about me. I almost feel like you've been peeking in my window.
I'm trying to, be more prepared for this radio show. I figure we might be here for a while. I should start preparing.
Well,
no, it seemed like you weren't really.
I didn't like gay people. I'm not. The word hate is too strong. But by me doing time in jail and being, when you black, you raise it, when you raise Christians or whatever, that being gay is wrong and all that shit, you hear that from your parents and grandparents. And I just didn't like gay women. Gay men was okay, but I've lived with gay women for a year and I was like, this shit is not for me. So when my daughter came out and said that she was gay, I had to say, well, why don't I like gay people? You can't judge people for their sexuality. Right. And I started looking at the person individually and I fucking love my daughter-in-law. I got a white daughter-in-law that looked like Robin Thicke and she's fucking awesome.
Not really.
Yeah, she looked like Robin Thicke and I love her. So, yeah.
So now you're all in.
I'm not all in. Ain't nobody gonna eat me now.
Well, I not to that point, right?
But I support my daughter. More power to you.
Good for you.
More power.
How old was she when she came out to you?
Well, looking back, my daughter was gay early on. As a parent, you try to, because I got a mother-in-law. She was like, one day we was over our house and she said, this kid got a gay spirit. And I was like, fuck you. What? Spirits running around gay? We got gay spirits running around this bitch? And she was like, you need to pray the spirit off your daughter. And you hear that shit from Christians. Oh, lady, shut up. And so as my daughter started to mature, I had custody of my sister 4 kids. And at this time, I got 6 kids, 6 girls. And everybody trying to get fucked except my daughter. My daughter running around reading Elin Harris. I bought her Elin Harris, which is a gay author. And I had no idea because I heard it on the radio station. Get the book, it's very good. And my daughter couldn't put this book down. So I said, what the fuck is in this book?
Right.
And I found out it was a gay book. And that's what kind of gave me the light bulb. And I asked my husband, I was like, I think she's gay. And then he was like, I don't know, nah, she just ain't into boys. She read a lot when she was.
How old was she when you started to really go,
Well, when she went off to college, and she went crazy. I think she was eating everything on campus. At least trying to. And I would hear people say, oh, she's just down there getting buck wild and acting crazy and shit. And she went out to Virginia and we didn't speak for like 2 years. So I finally contacted her. I said, what is your fucking problem? I said, and I asked her, I said, are you gay? She said, yes. I said, well, finally you're going to admit you gay. Can you come home now, bitch? I miss you.
Wow, good for you.
She was gone for like 3 years.
Right.
Why? She was afraid how you'd react?
Yeah, she thought, she was afraid how I react. It's hard to get people who said in one way to realize sexuality don't have shit to do with the character of the person.
Mm-hmm.
So, I learned. And now my daughter's happy as long as she's in a healthy relationship because she saw me in a very unhealthy relationship with her father. She probably grew up thinking, hey, I really eat pussy because all men punch you in the face and hit your hand with skates and shoot you and shit and cheat on you. Because it was numerous of times I found out my kid's father was cheating for me personally riding in the car with her. She would be like, Mama, that's my daddy girlfriend house right there. I said, okay, well, let's turn around. We about to whoop this bitch ass.
Does she have a good relationship with her father?
No.
None.
No, he showed up they just fell out real bad. But my husband raised them since she was 6 years old.
Right.
So he showed up at the graduation looking like a clown, but no.
Nothing.
Looking like a clown, how?
Tight suit on. Fucking a card that was spelled wrong in the card. No money. How you ain't did nothing in 18 years for your child. You couldn't put $10 in a damn card.
Gosh.
But he want to say his child support was the support. He gave me what, $12, $13 a month.
That's it.
Because he had so many kids.
Right. Unbelievable.
Yeah. What do you talk about now if you talk to him? That's amazing that you still have a friendship with this guy.
We just talk. I talked to him the other day because I'm in the process of writing a proposal with a writer for a book about my life. So I wanted to know if he would answer a few questions. So stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm always nice to him. If I'm in Atlanta and I see him, I speak. I don't hate him.
Right.
I think he's still in love with me. I really do. Just from the little shit, he stare at me like a rapist. And I always tell him, don't fucking stare at me because you make me uncomfortable. And he's married. And he get real mad. Like, he won't call me Patricia or Pat. Right. Because that's what my husband, like, you need to go by your real name. I can't take you home, name no fucking Rabbit to my mama. And so my kid's father would not, he still call me Rabbit to this day.
Wow. Why don't we do this? We got to take a break because I mean, Miss Pat's story of turning her whole life around is really just as fascinating as these stories she's telling today. I want to, talk about you getting into comedy and all that.
Let's plug her. Yes, and you can see her website is Miss Pat Comedy. It's just MSMissPatComedy.com or comedian Miss Pat, and comedian is IENNE at the end of it. That's a tough Twitter. You should get Miss Pat Comedy.
Miss Pat Comedy.
Well, yeah, I mean, you already have followers, but I mean, that's just a harder comedian, Miss Pat.
I know my girlfriend spelled it like that years ago, and I just kept it. I figured if they're going to look for me, they're going to fucking find me. I mean,
yeah, they'll find you.
I ain't got time for all that crap.
If you're interesting, they'll find you.
Half of the time you're on Twitter, you ain't doing nothing but arguing anyway, right?
God, it's ridiculous.
And you can see her dates on her website upcoming. I watched some of the stand-up. Like I said, it's really funny. It was very personal, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jim.
And a couple more stories from your past I want to get into.
Yeah, and I'm coming to South Dakota, too. Can you believe that?
Well, where?
October the 3rd, I'm at a Hilton
Garden Inn, Rapid City. October 10 and 11 at the Hey You Comedy Club, Fairview Heights. And October 25th is in Elks Lodge in Modesto. And then November 7 and 8 is Looney's Comedy Corner. I don't know where that is. It doesn't say. So wait, you do all kinds of, clubs, you do black rooms, you do all of them?
I do a lot of white rooms. I don't have as many black fans as I like. Because I don't do a lot of urban nights. And that's crazy, isn't it?
I think that's crazy.
Yeah, because black people only come out to see you if they seen you on BT or if you famous.
Right.
So they have to really be familiar with who you are before they step up and support. Yeah. I have a few black fans, but I got a lot of young white boys that fucking love me, and I think they think I'm their nanny. And they always come to the show, can I touch your titty? Get your damn hands off my titty.
A long-lost nanny they've been searching for.
I have a lot of young white guys following me.
Yeah, me too. I don't have a lot of black fans either. We should try to work on that. Get us both a few more black fans.
I don't know why you need them. I know why I need them.
It needs to be done.
Yeah, I need a few. We're
going to continue with Miss Pat. Stay there.
Hey, this is Dr. Steve from Weird Medicine with another Dr. Steve Medical Minute.
Hey, Dr. Steve. I was watching that show, The Walking Dead, and I was wondering if you thought that could really happen. Keeps me up at night. Thank you.
Well, there are very few icons of modern fiction that are creepier than zombies. Mindless, shuffling former humans that have a hunger for flesh, and on top of that are unrelenting. Some movies have slow zombies, some have fast zombies, and others, like AMC's Walking Dead, kind of have a mixture. The good news is most zombie movies are horseshit in the practical sense. Any virus or toxin that caused the dead to reanimate would have to get energy from somewhere to keep the body moving. Muscles use chemical energy, and this requires a pretty constant input. Viruses are net consumers of energy. A virus by itself cannot generate energy. So if you wake up tomorrow in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, hole yourself up for a while until they all run out of brains to eat, and they'll just fall down eventually. This is why I think 28 Days Later series was the most realistic of all the recent zombie movies, and why the book World War Z wins the Unrealistic Award for its horde of immortal undersea undead walkers. Barring a virus or a toxin, the only other explanation that bears scrutiny is something supernatural. And you don't believe in magic anymore, do you? Be sure to check out Weird Medicine, Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Good. Sirius 206, XM 103. The show is back.
Wow. We got Miss Pat in studio telling stories throughout the entire break. The feedback on you is great.
Thank you.
And then somebody had to say that, wow, Miss Pat's a role model for black people. Not.
I'm not a role model for no black people.
You're not trying to be a role model. You're just you have stories to tell. You're a very honest woman, and there is a success story here too, because you were in a horrendous situation. You met your baby daddy at 12, had 2 kids by him by the time you were 15, had to drop out of school in 8th grade. The little jobs that you could get weren't going to make the ends meet. So then you go into the drug business.
Yep.
To provide for your kids and yourself, because it was a better life at that point for you, but you also knew that all that was wrong, and eventually you got out of that, and did well for yourself and your kids.
Sounds like you're telling my story.
But she's not trying to be a role model or any of that shit.
I'm just telling my story. People take it the way they want to take it. They can take it inspiration. They can hate. Personally, I don't give a fuck. I tell those people on the internet, do like my real daddy do. Stay the fuck out of my life. He wasn't in my life, and you don't have to be in my life either. I don't care what you think of me. I'm in my 40s now. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm not trying to make no new friends. If I want new friends, I got 4 kids. I have a grandbaby, and I have a niece that I just helped out of the same situation that I was in that has 4 kids. That's all I give a fuck about. Right. I don't care what you think of me. When I did Rogan, they said I was ignorant. I'm this, I'm that. Okay, I don't have a fucking college degree. Right. Okay, but that doesn't make me stupid.
Who said you were ignorant?
I mean, they said all kind of stuff after I did Rogan podcast. One girl was like, "Oh, if she was a white girl, she would be. If she was a white girl, y'all wouldn't be saying this shit. Or y'all be calling her white trash. No, bitch. If I was a white girl, I have a TV show called 16 and Pregnant. Thank you, ho.
Right.
Thank you.
But you're listening to the minority. The majority of the people are enjoying you on our show. Definitely enjoyed you on Rogan's podcast and
that's why
everywhere
I don't
else
care.
you've been lately.
I call them keyboard thugs. If you so bad and you want me to know something about me, meet me at Starbucks so I can whoop your ass. Oh, you whoop mine?
You've been in a lot of fights over the years, huh?
I don't care nothing. Yeah, I will fight your ass.
I'm not scrapping with Miss Pat. Fuck that.
I'm no MMA fighter, but I will stand out there. We pull out each other's hair. I don't give a fuck.
You'll smother me with those boobs. I'll be in trouble.
Only if the buckles break on the back of them. That happened a lot with my bra.
And that is inspirational. Anybody who comes from a shitty situation and winds up doing what they want to do or turning it into something, how is that not inspirational? Because a lot of people fuck up early and make bad decisions.
Think about it. You're in the ghetto. You're 15, 16 years old. You got 2 kids.
And pregnant with my 3rd child.
Pregnant with your 3rd child. And fast forward about 25 years, and you're a successful stand-up comic.
I'm doing good for myself. I'm not stealing. I'm not breaking the law.
No,
I mean, I don't try to hide nothing from my background. I tell you the truth. Okay, I made some fucked up mistakes, but I made them because I had 2 kids.
Right.
Would I be selling drugs if I hadn't had no kids? No, I'd probably been somewhere fucking a lot better off if I wouldn't have had 2 kids at 15.
And you never did drugs yourself?
I've never done drugs. I mean, I smoked a little weed here and there, but drugs, I grew up when everybody got high and got drunk. I was raised in a bootleg house. So I always said, I'm never going to be like you motherfuckers.
So why didn't you? Okay. But why?
I don't drink either.
But why? I mean, how were you able to say no to the temptations that were all around you?
Because I saw what drugs did to you at an early age.
Yeah, but other people see that, but it doesn't stop them.
You know what? It was like, I was set in a corner. I mean, when you, day in and day out, when my granddaddy ran a bootleg house, I was around drunk people all my life, and I grew to hate them because they was always in our house. But that's how my granddaddy made his income, and we always had to dance for drunk people. You seen black movies where kids have to get up and dance. All of that shit is true. We was the entertainment, and I hated dancing because I hated how they looked at us, and I hated cigarettes, and I just hated the whole situation that I was in.
So you're a little girl, and
they would put on music and be like, "Get your ass out there and dance."
And you knew they were looking at you in kind of a provocative way.
My sister used to dance all sexual and shit, and I would dance like I really didn't want to dance. So my mom would be like, "Set your hot cock ass down."
Like fucking rerun, do that unsexy rerun dance.
Yeah, but my sister enjoyed it. I mean, she followed that lifestyle. She ended up on crack. She just got out of jail, and she ended up on alcohol and drugs, cigarettes. I chose not to do that shit.
And now you're raising her kids?
Well, let me tell you, my sister was on crack. They took her kids. I raised her kids for 10 years. So my sister had this whole thing where she could do a better job. She just wanted the welfare and shit. So they only gave me $235 for 10 years, but you can't even take care of 4 kids on $235. So I bust my ass from us jobs and stuff, and me and my husband taking care of her kids. She popped up one day and took them back. Fucking destroyed me because I knew that those kids was going to end up like what we was headed from. Molestation, pregnancy, drugs, dropout. And I'm like, like, I'm trying to break this cycle, bitch.
Right.
So she get her girls and they all get on drugs. My niece live with me. She got 4 kids. Other niece, 20 years old. She got 5 kids. Other niece got 1. And my other niece got 3. And only her oldest daughter graduated because she was a senior when my daughter came back. So she just fucked up their life. Now I got her daughter trying to show her, hey, it's nothing wrong with falling. It's just about getting up and doing something with your life. And she been with me now 9 months. And to rehabilitate somebody from that type of situation, that's hard as fuck. My niece would tell me, oh, you live in this white neighborhood, you trying to make me like you? I said, no, bitch, I'm trying to give your kids a chance in life. Your kids shouldn't be fucking ducking because guns are going off. Your kids shouldn't be knowing how to rap but don't know they fucking ABCs. And I had to break it down to her. It took a while, but now she's driving, she got a job, her kids is in school, she's doing a lot better. But that whole mentality, she come to me, she got 4 kids with dude name tattooed on the back, a tattoo in the eye. Who the fuck gonna hire you looking like that? And you dropped out of school? Man, you look like shit.
Right.
I mean, then you talking all this lingo that I don't know what the fuck you talking about, and I speak Ebonics my damn self. So it was hard, because, I picked her up last year Christmas, and I almost had a heart attack. My husband was like, you just having a panic attack. I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with 4 kids, and a mama? Who going to pay for daycare? I go on the road, but God worked it out.
Right.
And she's doing great now.
Do you think it's easy to leave the ghetto?
No,
some people would think it's as easy as lifting yourself up.
Yeah, just pull yourself up and get out.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's not easy leaving any situation that's all you know in life. That's like, you look at women who've been in relationship abused for 20 years. Like, why did you stay 20 years? That's all she knew.
Right.
I mean, and a lot of people don't reach out and tell other people what they're going through. I personally started surrounding myself with better people. Like, I would go out, and if you was going to be my friend, you needed a college degree, because I needed to learn how to talk from you. I needed to learn what was going on in the real world from you. So I didn't surround myself with friends who had gold teeth and who was fucking talking crazy and shit. I needed some intelligent people. Somebody who can look back and say, hey, Pat, you need to do this, or you should do this. I needed somebody that I could kind of follow a little bit.
You were motivated.
I was motivated. Well, I had 2 kids.
Extremely motivated. Yeah,
I didn't want my daughter to be molested. I didn't want my daughter to drop out. I didn't want my daughter to be shot and abused.
I guess my point is there's other people that are in that exact situation in the ghetto with 2 kids, no man, 15, 16 years old, but they don't have that same motivation.
Well, you can't make excuses. You can't be motivated and have excuses. You can only do one or the other.
Right.
So I didn't have no excuses. I know my life was fucked up. I know where my kids was headed if I didn't get my shit together.
Right.
And it was all about, even though I sold drugs and all this, my daughter was a fucking straight A student, because when she came across that street from school, I'd be like, set your ass right there. After I sell this sack, we're going to work on the ABCs. So, I was determined to make sure my kids had a better life. And, I was tired of being on the corner.
How do you justify in your head that your kid was seeing you sell drugs, but you were trying to do right by her?
I'm 16 at the time. I'm 16 at the time, and to me, it was a job.
Right.
Now I look back, I was like, I was a fucking horrible mom. I mean, if you see a grown, if I saw somebody that was an adult doing what I did back in the day, you was like, oh my fucking God, that's horrible.
Right.
And I'm not making excuses. I was 16 and it was horrible, but that's all I knew.
Right.
Until somebody came along and said, hey, Pat, you can't have these kids down like this. And I tell you, my first eye opener was a guy who owned a laundromat in Atlanta where I sold the drugs at. And he was like, well, your kids shouldn't see you sell drugs. Let them stay in the laundromat while you sell the drugs. And I stay open a little longer so you can sell your drugs and your kids can be a little bit safer. So my kids spent most of their time in the laundromat.
Wow.
While I was outside selling drugs.
And you sold from 15 to 21, you said? 20?
About 19.
Oh, 19? 3 or 4 years about?
Yeah, about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I want to know how you turned it all around. So you have these 2 kids. The third, you had the
I
third.
had 2 kids.
And the third you aborted.
Yeah, I had an abortion. And then I got custody. I met a man. And then right after I met my husband, we moved in together. And I got custody of my sister kids. So here I am. I think we 19 and 21 with 6 kids. None of them his.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
What does he do for a living?
He works at General Motors now. He works at Allison Transmission in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is he? It's funny. I just saw a great documentary on a GM plant getting shut down. Is he worried about, like, was there a point a few years ago where you were worried he was going to lose everything when GM went kind of belly up?
Yep. That's why we moved. They closed in Atlanta, so we ended up moving to Indianapolis.
And the stand-up became about
Through a caseworker.
In a strange way.
Yeah, I went to the welfare office before we moved to Indy, and I was there. You know, I used to get white casework, and I was like, oh, I had such a horrible life. I've been shot, I've been beat. You know, just running gang, because that's what you do in the hood. You run gang, and who you run gang on is white women, because they're easier to cry. They have sympathy. A black woman sitting there like, bitch, get your act together. So so the 6 months before, I had this caseworker. We in there boohoo and cry. I'm so sorry, your life was so fucked up. I'm gonna make sure I approve everything. The next 6 months, you had to go in every 6 months. I get a black caseworker, and I'm trying to run gang on this bitch, and she just looking at me like a straight face like you. And when I finished, she said, you know what? You should really be a comedian. This shit is hilarious.
Wow.
And I'm sitting up thinking like, bitch, I didn't come here for no job. I came here for something free.
Did you even think about stand-up before that, or even understand it, or
no,
nothing?
No, not at all. People, because she was like, you remind me of Richard Pryor. And I was like, who is Richard Pryor? I heard the name, so I went home and I Googled it. And I was like, they make a lot of money.
You didn't know Pryor growing up?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
No comedy in my house. Come on, I was being shot at.
Sounds like, you just didn't go
We
down
didn't
that
laugh
road.
at my house.
Well, you're too busy pulling your uncle's legs back so you can get it in. See, I did research on you.
Somebody tweeted
That's actually,
that too.
I got to be honest, that's from Rogan's podcast.
Pulling your uncle's legs back for what?
My jaw dropped when he told that story. I'm like, what?
My uncle was crippled. His name was Uncle Cecil. So on Friday, my granddaddy would buy him pussy. So, you know, when you cripple, your knees go together. So a lot of time we would have to go to the bedroom, me and my sister, and hold his leg back till he stick his dick in. And, you know, he was retarded. He was really retarded. So he'd get to laughing and shit. And one day I was like, Uncle Cecil, stop laughing, nigga, and put it in. I want to go play Pac-Man.
She was 8. She was 8. She was 8 years old doing this.
Yeah, we did
Making
it all
sure
the time.
her crippled uncle got it in.
He got it in.
Why did they pick you and was it your sister you said?
They picked any kid who was close. Get
Why
back that whole younger
kids?
lady.
Why kids? I don't
Because that's what went on in the bootleg house. We saw everything. I saw my uncle shoot a lady. I saw my grandfather shoot a lady like 9 times. And he was told my aunt, the lady out there laying on the ground, he took both his 38 pistols and just shot her till they was empty. And when he was finished, he was like, go back there and pour the moonshine out. And I'm thinking like, this bitch is laying on the ground dead. You more worried about a bootleg charge?
Why'd he kill her?
He didn't kill her.
She survived.
She survived. Yeah, if she would have died, he probably would have got life. I think he did like 10 years or 15 years. I can't remember.
Why'd he shoot her?
Because she called him a black faggot. You don't call old black men faggots. That don't work.
Yeah, they probably don't really care.
They don't appreciate that.
No, they don't appreciate that.
Did he say I object to that, or did he just start shooting her?
I was standing there holding his leg. He was like, I got your black faggot bitch called Hot Leg. And he just pop, 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 pop. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. So I was like, Granddaddy, you going to jail? He said, hell yeah, I'm going to jail.
Wow. You see a lot of murder?
No, only when I sold drugs, but not running. I see my granddad like knock people clean across the street,
right.
People whooping their ass, prostitute turning tricks, stuff like that.
What happened to your grandfather?
He passed away he was like 90-some, I think. My cousin put him in a old folks home. So I called him and I was like, Granddad, I'm going to come up there and bring you some grape soda. Because, old black people like grape sodas. So he's like, don't come up here. These white people can't cook. I told Jesus to come get me. He died the next day.
After asking Jesus to come get him.
Jesus came and got his ass, too. He passed away the next day.
Wow.
92. It's amazing. Like, you can live a crazy life and live to be fucking 92.
Yeah.
And then some people jog every day and they drop dead when they're 50 or
Trying
40.
to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So she tells you got to do some stand-up or whatever because this is hilarious. So not knowing stand-up, what was your next step?
Well, then after that, people just kept saying, you funny. So I asked my husband. He was like, I said, do you think I'm funny? He said, Pat, you serious. People just laughing at this shit. They don't know that you telling the truth. So at that time, my kid's father, my baby daddy, one of his baby mama lived around the corner from me. Now, this is the girl he showed up at the hospital with when I first gave birth at 14 years old. So we become like pretty good friends. So I called up. I was like, come go with me to the open mic and just see if I'm funny. Cause she always thought I was funny. And I went and it went pretty well.
Where was it?
In Atlanta at a place called The Pub.
And it was just a new talent night, or was it a real comedy show?
No, it was like a little bar show. So I went there and I did comedy, and I've been doing it ever since.
Did you tape your? I always wish I had taped my first couple of sets. I didn't know any better at that point.
I was horrible too. I don't want to see that shit.
Really?
I'm still working at it. You know, you're never as good as you think you are.
How old were you when you did your first set?
12 years ago, I was 28.
28.
Something like that, 20-something.
That's kind of a bit old to start, right, Jimmy?
Well, you've heard guys who start later than that. I mean, 30, sure. Late 20s, early 30s. I mean, Rodney, started at a younger age, but he dropped out in his, I think, 40s for 10 years to do aluminum siding and then came back and then hit big. So, yeah, there's no formula for it.
I worry about getting old, but you know, I'm not trying to be like the cute little white girl. You know, got their titties sticking out, got their thighs and stuff. You're not gonna come to my show to get turned on. You're gonna come to my show to fucking hear about my life or whatever I'm voicing my opinion on. I'm not gonna be. I done got to the point where I don't even put on heels. I don't have that time to be fucking rearranging my vagina to be walking in heels trying to be sexy for you.
Yeah, I saw your Gotham set. You had sneakers.
Yeah, so I just went to sneakers. I don't have time for all that. You know, that diva shit. I'm gonna put on a little makeup, keep my weave together.
Right.
I don't even want a necklace on. I just want to come out and do my shit. If I can come out in my fucking pajamas, that would be okay with me.
Do you remember your first joke?
Yes, I told a joke about my brother. My brother was used to breaking people's houses for a living, and we would go with him sometime to earn extra money. So he broke in this lady's house, and the lady was sitting there. An older lady was watching TV. He was like, "Freeze, bitch! I'm the FBI!" and grabbed the TV and VCR and ran out the door. Which is a horrible joke, but that was my first joke.
It's a good place to start.
But it got really good laughs. And I was like, do you mind if I tell everybody you used to break in house? And he country for, hell no!
I'm just pumping it up for the stage. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I used to talk about him being a cat burglar, but he was fat.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
What's he do now?
He don't steal no more. I can tell you that.
No.
Just look, he's a fake ass mechanic. That's what I tell you. My brother, the worst thing you could do is hire my family for anything. I told my brother to fix my car right. So he's supposed to be doing like a head job, and to keep the spark plugs down. Instead of going and get the fucking thing fixed, he broke off a spatula and stuck it in my engine and screwed it back down, and it wouldn't work. So I take it to the dealership. They come out there, it's like, ma'am, who put a spatula in your engine? My dirty ass brother, and I paid him $300. So I don't let him do an oil change.
How many people count on you for money and stuff?
Money? I don't give away no motherfucking money.
How many people are you supporting?
Well, I got my sister, daughter, and her 4 kids. And then I have 2 kids at the house. Like, I have 2 grown kids. I don't give them no fucking money. You got to go out and get it like I got it.
Right.
Not like I got it, but you got to work.
So, when did you realize the stand-up was starting to work for you?
When I moved to Indy, a lot changed because I was just like, Urban X, you see them, the same old bullshit. And so the clubs wouldn't let me go up. And I would tell these stories to like one of the managers who worked there. He's like, won't you do your real life? And so I started to do my real life. But to do my real life, I had to do some forgiveness to some people. I had to stop being embarrassed and all kind of crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. So I just started to talk about my life because I thought I was the only one that had 2 kids at 15 and dropped out. I didn't know that shit happened to people, no matter what color you are, no matter where you come from in the world.
Right.
I'm learning that. I had a white lady whisper in my ear the other day and it looked like she was fucking rich. And she said, I had my baby at 14 too. I was like, holy shit.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
That's very rare, though. I'm just kidding.
Come on now.
What exactly was the thing that you were most embarrassed about? Was it that having kids at a young age?
Yeah, having kids at a young age, and an incident I had with Jimmy Carter.
What?
Yes, an incident I had with Jimmy Carter.
You didn't jerk him off or anything, did you?
No.
Yeah, through one of those fences he's building.
And I always hope people remember me. I used to work at McDonald's in Atlanta off of Tart Boulevard, and I used to steal out the register, right? And so, that's what you do when you get your life back together. You ease your way out of crime.
Yeah.
And so I had to do this. I had to go get a job because of Bill Clinton started the Welfare to Work program. So I'm working there one day, and we kind of slow, so I stole money out the register, and in walked this white dude with a fucking earplug, and I was like, oh shit, they don't caught me stealing. But before they came in, they circled a McDonald's a couple times, and it was in a black van. So you from the hood, that's either police or that you about to be robbed. So in walked the white dude with the plug in it. I was like, holy shit, who is this? And 2 seconds later, he said, send him in. Jimmy Carter walk in. I did not recognize I recognized his face, but his name wouldn't register. So, I'm talking I said some dumb shit like he get to the race and I look at Jimmy Carter. I was like, nigga, where the fuck I know you from? And Jimmy Carter turned pink. That's my most embarrassing moment. And Jimmy Carter said, young lady. And I look over the Secret Service. This white dude is pouring tears because that's how we talk in the hood. And I'm dead serious. And Jimmy Carter done turned pink. The boy and the girl's like, Patricia, that's the president. So I turn around and say, nigga, your cheeseburger free.
Why was Jimmy Carter in the McDonald's?
I have no idea.
Was it a photo op?
No, he just came in.
He came in.
He ordered a side salad, a water, and a cheeseburger. I'll never forget it.
You get a picture?
No.
I got a picture with the president.
No, I didn't get a
Makes
picture.
Jimmy a little jealous. That's why I like bringing it up a lot.
Camera phone back then.
Yeah. No selfies.
No, but the guy on the grill, he got the autograph. So I called my husband. I said, you ain't gonna believe this nigga. Jimmy Carter just left out of here. And my husband was like, Pat, tell me you didn't say that. I was like, yeah. I think that's my most embarrassing moment.
That's funny, though. That's the best meet an ex-president story I've ever heard.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people who've met them, and they're always reverential and polite. That was great.
I didn't know his name. It didn't register me. He was a president. He just looked familiar. He could have been an actor for all I fucking knew.
Is your husband straight edge, kind of?
Yes. My husband never been in jail. Don't commit no crime. Believe it. He just
He believed in you.
He did believe in me. He won't tell you. He won't tell me that, but I ask him all the time, why did you stay with me?
Yeah, because there was a transitional period before you really truly got your life together.
Some shit. I mean, like I used to work at General Motors and I quit. I worked at Ford and I quit.
Right.
And he was like, why don't you want a job? I said, because it's something in me saying that I'm supposed to be doing something else.
Right.
And he always had a decent job. So I was like, I want to follow my dream. And when I became the comedian, he like, oh, not this shit again.
Well, what do you mean? Hard. He knew you wanted to do that?
No, when I became, because I had like quit jobs and got jobs, and I never wanted a career. I never wanted to, when I worked at General Motors, he thought that was it. Oh, we both work at the automotive, we're gonna have a lot of money. I was like, fuck this. I'm tired of putting cream in the back of a car.
What did you do?
Not literally cream.
No, but what did you do?
I used to seal the back of the car.
That was your job?
Yeah,
over and over again?
Yes, that was so fucking boring with old people who complain about their jobs. I'm in my 20s. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't care how much you paying me. I want to do what I want to do. So I left it.
How much was it an hour?
$22 an hour.
That's a good job.
Yeah, that was a good fucking job. Plus, both of us made that. So we bringing home a couple $1,000s a week. And we got, at this time, we had 7 kids because I had already had one.
Wow. It's also hard though when you're used to making at one point 8 or 10 grand a day.
Right.
But my husband didn't come from that lifestyle, so he don't know nothing about that. My husband cheap as fuck. Every penny count. If I ever have to say, give me $20, we have to have a family meeting. Why do you need this $20? Why didn't you budget your money? You shouldn't do this, Pat. Don't eat out. I'm like, oh, fuck you. I'd turn a trick before I ask my husband for some money.
Is he responsible or is he like OCD cheap?
No, he's very responsible,
Okay.
but he's cheap too. Like, he's very cheap.
You're going to get him back. I think you're going to be making a shitload of money in the coming years.
Well, I hope so, but
I think that honesty pays off in the end.
You think so?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes people give me hell about being so honest, but I say those are people who's at home that got frozen cucumbers in their ass and don't know how to be honest with themselves. That's what I say.
Yeah, who gives you shit about being honest? I can't see anybody not enjoying that.
I had one. I went to one lady told me, she was like, "How dare you stand on stage?" Because I tell a story about how when I was standing at a hotel one time and this white dude asked me to come and go to his room with him, and he don't. And so I'm like, okay, whatever that is. I go to his room and he had me jack his dick. But he paid me $100. And I'm so naive. I'm thinking this is my real job. So I'm like, are you going to be here tomorrow? Because I can come back tomorrow. Because we don't get $100 in the hood for jacking dicks.
How old were you?
I was 11. But that was a lot of fucking money. Don't judge me.
Oh, wow.
And so she was like, how can you tell that? That's a child molestation story. I said, bitch, don't think about the story. Think about the money that I made.
Right. Very good.
How many dicks have you jacked and didn't make no money?
That's what comedy's based on. Some tragedy. We all know that. But you used to go to this hotel to
stand there for the air conditioning.
For the air conditioning.
Yeah, because we didn't have air conditioning at the house. We were poor. The only air conditioning we had was stick your head in the freezer.
So you would go down to the hotel?
Yeah, just to sit down, to get away from the hood. So I would go white people watching. Just sit down at a nice hotel just to get away from all the shit that I was going through.
And this guy approached you.
I had a really nice figure. I think they had like tricks going in and out, and so he just came up to me one day, and I was like, "Okay, I'll go up there with you."
Did he know how old you are? Or have an
he
idea?
didn't ask. I had a nice rack of titties. They looked like they was legal.
Your tits look legal.
Were you?
Don't they look legal now?
Were you ever worried though when you went up there to his room? Never even thought about it.
Didn't think about it.
Yeah.
How old were you when you lost your virginity? Did you say that?
12.
already? Oh, you were 12.
Yes.
Was it with the guy who became the father of the
Yes.
kids? Oh, okay.
Yes, it was with the guy who became the father.
I
He
just
was
can't even
22.
comprehend that. I was 18. But I did all my sexual stuff orally when I was
So
young.
let me
I
ask
guess
you something. How old was you when you started jacking off?
I started jacking off at probably maybe 11 or 10.
Okay.
Oh God, no.
But I was doing dirty things before then.
I don't even remember. I would guess around 13 for me.
Yeah.
About maybe.
By that time, I was all in.
Yeah, you are.
That's amazing. That really is.
What
amazing.
motivates a 22-year-old not to pull out of somebody that young? I don't get more than anything.
You know what? I ask him too. Like sometimes, like when I first started working on trying to write a proposal for a book, and I would go and I would ask him a question. I was like, technically you took my life away from me. I try to laugh it up and, be positive about life now. I said, but do you have any regret fucking a 12-year-old? Thinking, he was going to apologize. He said on the phone to me, he said, well, your mind and body was not 12. Ugh. And that shit floored me. And he hadn't made me cry in years. But I hung up that phone and I fucking boo-hooed. Because that hit me in my chest like a fucking sack of brick. For a grown-ass man to say your mind and body was 12. I have a 16-year-old daughter at the house right now, y'all, that's 16 and got big ass titties and look like she could be 18, but her mind ain't fuckable. She's not,
right.
Not with no grown ass man.
Right.
She's a little girl, really. She stay up on her daddy all the time. She do shit 16-year-olds should be doing, enjoying their life. But he said, my mind and body was fucking grown, so I was fuckable. But that's his way of trying to keep himself from being a child molestation. Child molester, because technically you are a fucking child molester.
Right. Did you, stay awake at night worrying about this stuff happening to your kids?
Yes.
Okay,
I mean,
right.
you had people in the family, uncles and shit who touch you. Yes. My kids never went around my family. And they used to say, yo, you so bougie. No, motherfucker. Y'all not sticking your fingers in my daughter. Y'all not fucking with my son. I know y'all. I grew up with y'all. I'm no fucking fool. None of you gonna do what y'all did to me.
Oh, you had uncles and stuff do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you disown your family more or less then?
Well, I mean, it went on, all kind of shit went on. I knew what went on, but so I was saying, you're not going to do this shit to my
Right.
kids. Like I had an uncle that used to get drunk all the time, and every time he get drunk, we call him Uncle Bunny. He'll pull out his knife, and I'm not lying, and stick it to our throat. Never cut us, but like, I cut your goddamn throat. And the family be like, cut him, Uncle Bunny. They be cheering him on. And I'm sitting there like, do y'all know this a fucking toddler? He got a knife to his throat.
What the fuck? How's that funny?
But to them it was.
Right.
To them it was.
Yeah,
And I
I
was
know.
like, no, you're not going to do that shit to my
How's
babies.
Uncle Bunny?
He's still alive.
He is still alive?
Yeah.
You don't talk to him?
No, I don't. Well, we don't have a tight-knit family. We usually get together when somebody die. So I see him at funerals and shit. I bumped into him one day at the CVS, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, he ain't gonna remember me, so I'm gonna walk by. He said, hey, ain't you Mildred's daughter? And I was like, yeah, that's my mom. And I was like, yeah, I'm Mildred's daughter. Which one of her daughters you is? I'm like, I'm Rabbit. Because we don't know each other real names.
Right.
What happened to your mom?
She passed away at 39 of diabetes, they say.
39?
Wow.
Yeah, that put me out in the street, sure enough, after she passed away.
Right. With the bad neck.
But you know what I tell people? I said, I like my mama because she never stopped trying to do normal neck people shit.
She actually shot at you too.
Yeah.
Earlier you were talking about how if you guys didn't behave in the house, you'd pull out the .22 and just,
she shot at
fire
me.
some warning shots, but one time she did shoot at you.
She shot and it went into it hit the hot water heater because I was talking to my kid's father on the phone and she didn't want me to talk to him. So I went in the bathroom and I laid her down. And I said, you stay right here till I get through talking to her. She crawled out that bitch and shot at me.
Why, she wasn't walking back then?
Not if you laid her down.
She couldn't get up.
No, she couldn't get up, but she could crawl.
And she crawled and got her .22?
Yeah, but I didn't know she could fucking crawl. I was like, next time I'm going to put a paperweight on your neck.
Wow.
So she had
piss her off.
What a weird condition. That's like a broken neck.
Pretty much it is, Jim. It's a broken fucking neck.
So was there a way to fix that if there was medical treatment?
I don't know, because her neck was always like that. Like it would fall back or fall to the side, and we would just always be there to put it back up.
Oh, I never heard
It's like putting a damn topping on a Christmas tree. You know how many
And
times
flops?
Yeah, flops and
So
fall
she would
over.
hold up her own neck at times, I would assume.
Well, as long as it was up, it was good.
Right.
But once that motherfucker started wobbling, well,
That was it.
we had to be on that catch a neck move.
It's fucked up.
What did you do on Cat Williams' DVD?
I used to open for him.
Oh, you toured with him, okay.
Yeah, I toured with him on the Catapocalypse. Nice guy, very smart.
How cool is that? Fast forward, you're opening up for Cat Williams.
Yeah, opening
now
up for
doing your
Cat.
own thing. And your daughter graduated high school and college. This
Yeah.
needs to be said because she was the one that officially broke the cycle in your family.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
And
doing
got through
great
school.
now. She didn't. My daughter did not. My daughter did 3 years in college. Ran off to Virginia, but she graduated from high school and then she attended college. She did not graduate. Let's get that right. But she always said, "I got one more year. I'm going back." I said, "Well, it's up to you."
Right.
But it was nothing like the day she graduated. And, I could not stop crying. And she was like, you know how teenagers are, "Why are you crying? You embarrassing me." Because I'm saying to myself, oh, fuck, if only you knew what I went through to get you to this point. It was not easy getting you here. But I couldn't say that to her because, it's her day.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Stop embarrassing me." So she go off to college and she called me up one day. She's like, "Mama." I was like, "What?" She said, "All my friends are sitting here talking about they been molested." She said, "I feel so left out because I wasn't molested." I was like, "Yes, I did my job."
Well, I could take you to a family reunion.
You
if you really like. Right. You feel that left out.
She felt so left out. Boy, I cracked my ass on that one. I laughed up, so I was like, "Yes, I did my job." Because I would have a talk with my daughter when I got married, and I had my sister, 4 kids. I would take them to school every day, and I said, "Look, I want you to know that I love my husband, but you mean more. If he ever touch you, I will fuck him up." And I told them this from fucking kindergarten, elementary, all the way up to 9th grade. One day my daughter was like, "Mama, if he was gonna touch me, don't you think I'd tell you by now?" I said, "I just want you to know." And I never asked her again.
Did he know that you were giving them this speech?
Nope.
He had no idea?
I gave it to him every morning on the way to Chick-fil-A.
Love Chick-fil-A.
I do too.
God damn, I love
And I
that.
didn't play that. I mean,
Yeah.
I had to protect my babies.
Man, Miss Pat, you got a story to tell, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's great that you do stand up too, and I love that you talk about this stuff.
Absolutely.
It's hard stuff to talk about. It's having the kids at a young age, and your mother being an alcoholic, and all this stuff, and you
No
make it really
daddy.
funny. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I try. I mean, because I don't want you to come to my show and feel sorry for me. And sometimes I have to stop it and say, "Look here, white people, if you're feeling sorry for me, write me a check." Because I'm not feeling sorry for me. If I'm up here telling you about it, that means I'm over it. I can only talk about what I have forgiven people for and what I'm over. I'm not looking for no handouts. I'm not looking for you to feel sorry. I want you to laugh at what I'm saying, what used to be pain in my life, so you can learn how to laugh at what's pain in your life. Because once you get over it, it no longer has control over you. Once you can talk about it, it doesn't control you anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't seem sad. It doesn't seem like, you want pity. It's just really funny. I mean, the way you do it, it seems like it's really truthful, and it's just really funny material.
Crazy stories, but I mean, you found the humor in it.
Somehow,
right? That's a challenge, but you did it.
Well, that's the good thing about having a life like that is you can kind of mine it for material. It's like, and it's yours. You can go back and pick through all these fucking awful experiences and just there's hours of funny stuff.
Do you do anything else when you stand up? Do you do like social commentary, pop culture, any of that stuff, or
no?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm beginning to get asked to speak at high schools, which I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say to teenagers. But
You have a lot to say to teenagers.
And people ask me like, "Oh, will you ever think about speaking at colleges?" I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, if you pay me, yeah, I come in and tell my story.
Right.
I mean, to me, it's all about, Outkast said it great. Get up and get out and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass you by. You down. It's okay. Get up. Don't feel sorry for yourself.
I think I just learned that I had a wonderful upbringing.
Yeah.
I think I had a extraordinarily normal, wonderful, loving.
You went on vacation.
Loving
You didn't get
upbringing.
thrown in the backyard. I didn't have no friends because I was ugly. I only had one friend. It was a chicken.
Yeah.
And I told my whole life to him. My mama fucking killed him. And I like to die. Yeah.
Why'd she kill the chicken?
We had to eat, Jim.
Oh, you ate it. Okay.
You don't eat your friends?
Well,
Hey, that's what you learn, though. There's always someone out there that has it crazier. Have you found someone that has it crazier? That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Because yours is right up there near the top as far as crazy ass upbringing.
Well, you know, my niece who been away from me for a while, when she came back, she kind of blew my mind. Like she has 4 kids, and I was talking to her about her Facebook one day. I was like, "Why is your kid's father on your Facebook saying I'm here chilling with my bitch Crystal?" And she was like, "Well, I was a bitch." I'm like, "What? I ain't never thought I was a bitch or a hoe. I always wanted respect." And I was like, "No, you are a young lady. Your name is Crystal. So why is you letting him disrespect you?" And she was like, "Oh, that's how they talk in the hood." Then she told me that when you and I said, "How do you have 4 kids and none of them have your kid's father last name, and he do carjacking for a living? What if he get killed? You can't even get Social Security." She said, "Well, in the hood, we don't allow kids to sign the daddy birth certificate. I mean, we don't allow the daddy to sign the kid's birth certificate." I was like, "What the fuck they do that at?" That's fucking crazy to me.
Right. Why won't they?
So they can go out and get assistance and he not be responsible. So you just gonna give all his rights away and, "Oh, you had this baby for the government? Fuck is wrong with you? This ain't the government, baby." So it's just stuff like that the new age shit that they do now that really shocked me with her.
What are they saying? They don't know who the father is, so there's
They
no
said
one
they
to
don't know who the father is. But all 4 of them is his.
But everyone knows who the father is, so they're getting away with that.
So that what really shocked me with her. Just let me know, none of the kids, you're not going to hold this guy responsible. I said, so now you got to fight him like a dog, because now he can easily say these are not his kids.
How bad is the ghetto now compared to when you were coming up?
I guess extremely bad. Look how they getting killed. They wasn't getting killed like that when I was coming up. I mean, every now and then, but it seems like, I don't know, because I don't live in the ghetto.
Right.
And I don't really deal with my family like that.
Right.
But just dealing with my niece, you know, it ain't, she's always on the phone gossiping about the ghetto. Every time I turn around, who got shot, who rubbed to, who did this, who did that. And I said, the only way you're going to get that out of your life, stop calling home, finding out about that shit. I didn't call back and say, "Hey, who's selling food stamps this month?" Let that shit go.
So she still misses the ghetto, even though she's living a nice life through you.
She's getting better. She's getting better. Well, of course you're gonna miss what you used to.
Right.
I mean,
is it a real white neighborhood you live in?
Yes.
So that's got to drive her a little batty, no?
It's boring because all they do is like. I mean, it's shocking to me too. Like I see the white kids in the little red wagons, and we only use red. My tongue is getting tired. Red wagons to put dirty clothes in and go to the laundromat. So I was like, why do you kids in these dirty clothes baskets? So it's just a stuff. They so family oriented, and you know, I don't talk to my neighbors much. I have one next door that, you know, my neighbors be outside cutting grass with a 45 and shit on they, hey, and take my ass in the house. You know, I don't know who he's trying to kill, mosquitoes or what, but
he's got a.
Yeah, they all tote their gun legally, so I don't too much fuck with my neighbors. But I live in a nice neighborhood.
Miss Pat, you did not disappoint today. My God, absolutely.
I didn't come to disappoint.
I understand that. I think we got all the stuff on the sheet that we wrote out.
Yeah, the soonest gig, if you happen to be in South Dakota, is October the 3rd at Hilton Garden Inn. And the best way to get information is Miss Pat Comedy, MS Pat Comedy, it's one word.com, or comedian Miss Pat. Just check my app mentions. There's a lot of Miss Pat mentions. You can get the spelling properly.
Yes, MS.
Yeah, hopefully we get you some more followers.
I think you
more haters.
I don't need no more haters in my life, okay?
None of us need more haters.
Because they can be mean, and I tell them all the time, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Don't come to my page talking that shit. I'm human, you know? And my husband's like, don't argue back with them. I block them, too, you know? Don't be on there trying to correct my spelling. That's the wrong note. Well, you know what the fuck I'm trying to say. It's Twitter.
They don't want to listen. They don't want to hear you.
No, they don't. I don't care.
You learn that about haters. You can't change their mind.
I don't have any. I've got nothing but positivity. It's just nice.
Right.
Positive feedback.
You're right.
They just love me. It's always compliments.
I seen your act, Jim. Who the fuck you think you fooling? I know you even though you don't know me.
I do know you. I watched your stuff.
You did? Well, thank you. That means a lot when
He
a white
absolutely
dude
did.
watch your stuff and think it's funny.
Yeah.
I want you to play locally so I could see you.
Well, I'm working on it. You know, I'm here clubs. You know, all you got to do is book a bitch, and I'll be out here. Book a chick. Book a chick, because I don't want them calling me bitches. Yes. Sometimes white boys like, you a bad bitch. Hey, my name is Miss Pat. I'm old enough to be your fucking grandmama. Don't call me no bitch.
Why are you in New York? Are you live in Indianapolis? You doing a gig locally?
No. I'm here to talk with the writer. I'm working on a proposal for a book.
Okay.
So I'm here. I have a meeting.
Nice.
So that's why I'm here.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
And come back and see us, all right?
I will.
All right. Miss Pat, everyone.
Yes.
Thank y'all for having me.
Coming up on the next episode of The Spectacular Suicide, the notorious villain Anger Man is hurling helpless children from the windows of the Little Lepers orphanage to the streets below. Who can stop this deranged, diabolical, demented mastermind?
Nobody can stop me. I'm invincible. Come here, little Timmy. Would you like to see? You like to see if you can fly?
Come on, stupid door. I'm kicking you. Now open. Oh, wait. Doorknob. Stop it right there, Anger Man.
Suicide.
That's right.
Hey, right where you are. Don't come any closer, or I'll throw another hopeless child to the streets below.
This ends right now, Anger Man. Leave those children alone, or I'll...
Or you'll... What?
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 What? Okay, bye.
That's what I thought.
Up and away! Oh, crap, I forgot. I can't fly. Ouch, my leg!
Turn statement. I'm unstoppable.
Stay tuned for another episode of The Spectacular Suicide, where Police Commissioner Vic Dumb calls upon suicide to stop another diabolical villain.
In case you missed it, recently, this happened.
I told the story about Jim jerking off my backseat in my car when I just got a new car and his dick's out.
That red car.
Yeah, he's arguing with me as he's jerking off. And I said, at that point, I should have just said, I don't want to be friends with this guy anymore.
It was just you two?
No, Bob Levy.
Bob Levy.
In the front seat?
Yep.
And Jim was in the
But
back.
Why would you jerk off like
Dude,
that?
it was the first time. We've told the story.
So weird.
I'll tell you why.
I don't understand.
We had done a gig. It was in Connecticut. And I remember it specifically because it was the first time I almost got laid from comedy. It was... there was a girl, she was maybe a 3.
Yeah.
Remember we were at the table with all of her brothers were hanging out, and she's rubbing my leg under the table. I've never had that happen in my life. It was like something out of a porno movie.
Right.
And I almost dumped in my pants.
And you had those weightlifter pants on, right?
Yeah, the
Those-
purple ones
Right.
that Mark Vito gave me. And so I fucking walked her out. And I'm like, come on, I'll sign a headshot for you. And I've never wanted to get blown in the car so bad. But as I'm walking, her brothers are at the door. And I knew I didn't have pictures in the car. So I just made like I was going to sign. I'm like, oh, I can't find them. So I signed a napkin and walked her back. I was so out of control. I was 22 or 23 at the latest. I mean, I made 22.
Yeah, but too old. All right.
But I was
too old to be jerking off in front of your friends.
But dude, I was in the back seat. It was pitch black driving home. I've never had. I just wanted to come.
I love how you justify
The
it.
monster was all over me. I wanted to come.
No, it was this white Plymouth Colt. I just
was
bought
it?
it. I was leasing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it your red car?
No, it was this was
Oh.
before. So I only had the car for like a week. It had the new car smell. It
Right.
was spotless.
Yeah.
And he was in the back, and I didn't know. Me and Levy hear this noise going on in the back. This, this swishing
No,
noise, and I just turned the interior light on. He's fucking jerking off.
You didn't know him that well yet?
No, I
we
did.
knew we were all friends.
All right.
Yeah.
But I would never do that normally. I would wait. But I was so smitten with the idea that this was comedy pussy. The idea that this girl would have fucked me or sucked my dick, her rubbing my leg, I've never experienced that. It was out of my mind with lust.
Hilarious.
And he had a T-shirt. I guess he had an extra T-shirt or something like that. He's holding it.
Was I? That I don't remember.
And I'm like, dude, you can't do it. He's like, no, man, I can't wait to get home. And he's still doing it as I'm arguing with him. And I go, dude, I got to pull over, man. You can't fucking do it on my car. He goes, I'm not going to get on it. I got the T-shirt right here. It's going to go right into the T-shirt. He's still jerking it as he's arguing with me, holding a T-shirt in case he arcs one.
I did stop.
Yeah.
I remember I did stop.
You were mad. You wouldn't talk to me the rest of the way. Like it was my fault.
You were in a frenzy.
Dude, I was in a frenzy. I was out of control. Walking out to the car thinking I was going to get my dick sucked. And then her dumb brothers coming to the fucking door. I was out of my mind.
Did you pull your pants down and all that?
No, it was out. But I was fucking...
I would have just rubbed my jeans or something.
No, I was out of control.
Had a good rub going on where no one would see it.
Dude, my whole life I wanted this to happen. It was finally happening, and it got ruined because her brothers.
Wow. That's wild.
You still remember that?
I like it was. I don't remember what she looked like. I just remember that she was not that attractive, but her touching me under the table, I was out of my fucking head, blind with love.
Want more? Get the show on demand now at SiriusXM.com/on-demand.
Well, it's time to bring it down a bit. Yeah, making plans with Jim and Tom.
You gonna stick around for the Sunday show?
You know what? Everybody got their own day. Sunday is the day of the Lord.
You got a day of rest?
I don't like to work on the Lord's day. If the Lord don't work, I don't work. So I fly casual. I fly casual on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to come home and relax and praise His name.
You best have a good show. It's gonna be the 3rd year anniversary down there in the Point Long.
Go home now.
I do believe we will be going to that show.
It's fun.
Lord, it's hot today.
Yeah.
Why you won't be gone today? Gone.
Yeah.
Sirius 206, XM 103. The guys, the show, whatever it is, are back.
Are back. Yeah, me and Jimmy, back. Miss Pat was great.
Yeah, very, very entertaining and really, really interesting.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
That's a life I don't comprehend on any level.
Yeah, you know, when you grow up like Pat and I did, just doing some the drug dealing and stuff. I sold hash to a girl named Tanya once.
Did you really?
It's my drug dealing experience.
For real?
Yeah.
One time?
Girl with giant breasts named Tanya. I sold her like a $10 piece of hash.
Were you in the business there?
That was my beginning and end of my drug
That was
dealing.
it?
That was it.
So you didn't really have a trap or anything?
Nope. No
Nothing.
trap, no.
What was your drug name for one day?
J-Rock. I was J-Rock. I was slinging hash.
Slinging hash for one day.
Put it in a little tin foil.
So you never sold the whole set?
No, I didn't sell a whole set.
No, just one time.
Yeah, just J-Rock in the house. Sold a little bit of hash to Tanya with big tits.
And that was it.
That was it.
Why did your drugging end?
I didn't want that life. I
End?
didn't want that life, son.
No.
I saw what was going to happen to my kids, and I said I got to get out of this life because who knows where this leads.
Right. Did you really sell hash one time?
One time. It's been a one day deal.
Why? What's the backstory?
I think she wanted some and I could get it, or I had some that I wanted to smoke, but I was so attracted to her and her giant tits that I just decided to sell it to her.
Right.
It was either $10 or $7. I don't remember. Probably $10.
I smoked hash as a freshman at Geneseo. I don't have a recollection anymore, but I remember at the time I really liked it. I liked it more than pot for whatever reason.
Had a weird taste to it. Sweeter smell.
Yeah. So you did hash as well.
Yeah.
How hard were your drugs?
Nah,
hash,
cocaine, pop.
cocaine.
I liked alcohol the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back in my days of,
as J-Rock?
Yeah, it's J-Rock slinging, you know.
Yeah.
I knew that this life couldn't last.
Did you do it on a corner at least?
I don't remember where I gave her the drugs. I don't remember where we did the deal.
Why are your eyes getting wide?
She might have paid me in advance. I think she paid me in advance.
You wanted to get some, right?
Yeah, at that age, I was still a virgin. I wanted her just to like me.
Mm-hmm.
She did not.
She just grabbed the hash and ran, and you never saw her again?
No, she was in my class. I think she was nice. I would see her around school. But, I don't remember anything else about her. She probably smoked it with a guy she was fucking. Not me.
That sucks.
No. But, my life was probably too dangerous for her. Of course. She probably didn't want to get mixed up with the likes of J-Rock.
She wanted something different for herself and her unborn kids.
Yeah, she wanted her future to be brighter than mine was. Headed down the path I was headed down.
I got it.
I had my Kango. She knew.
She knew?
Yeah.
One look at you and she knew.
Yeah, she knew I was trouble.
This isn't for me.
Absolutely not. She knew that J-Rock was headed down a dangerous road.
Will there be a J-Rock book?
Probably, but nobody would believe my stories.
You should do a J-Rock book, and it has to be 250 pages on selling hash one time to a girl you wanted to have sex with.
Yeah, that was you just wanted to date and hug.
Right.
But I could spend like chapters on just the unimportant details.
We know a few people in Hollywood. Why don't we, write up a treatment for a movie?
Fuck yeah, J-Rock.
Fucking J-Rock.
Hand her the thing. I could even, we filmed different ways of me handing off the drugs. Like, do I hand it to her with my palm open, or do I just kind of cup it and slip it to her in the hallway? I don't remember where the deal went down.
You got to know that detail for the movie.
I know I do. I'll have to make it up.
All right.
I'll do something like whatever.
Yeah.
I'll make it clandestine. Like I called it a bomb threat when they were all outside. Me and her did the deal in the gym.
You did the one deal
yeah,
only.
In the movie, I fuck her.
You do?
Oh yeah, in the movie.
Is that the ending?
Yeah.
Nice.
The movie ends with me kneeling behind her, slamming her pussy,
right,
and like fucking putting my fist up in the air while I'm wearing a burgundy fur Kango.
Beautiful.
It's gonna be a big movie.
That's a perfect ending.
Yeah.
Who
J-Rock.
plays you think? Who plays J-Rock in the movie?
DiCaprio, maybe.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Right.
Yeah.
And who plays the broad?
Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
So I think she'll play the J-Rock story.
Okay. Over 4 million people pre-ordered the new iPhone. I was down in Philly and I had to hear about the iPhone all fucking weekend because everyone down there is pre-ordering.
I'll get it.
Now you have to wait. What? You have to wait 4 to 6 weeks or something?
Exactly.
This fucking pre-order
is ridiculous. Is this the worst pre-order?
I mean,
you pre-ordered, Sam?
If you could call it that, because they started the pre-order Thursday at 3 a.m.
Right. Yeah, because that's what I had to hear. Like, people down in Philly were setting their alarms and stuff to get up in the middle of the night
and
just
they always
to get their order in.
They always do it that way because that's midnight Cupertino time.
Is that what their thing is?
Enough with Cupertino.
Right.
Everything has to revolve around Cupertino still.
Right.
I hate it.
Ugh.
Stop with Cupertino.
How obnoxious is that?
It's the worst. And I woke up at 3 a.m. to pre-order.
So that means the Cupertino people have a leg up on...
Sure they do. They're still awake at midnight.
Bestchester.
Right. So, but I was up at 3 a.m.
Ew.
And I opened
You're a
my...
dork.
I know. It was the nerdiest thing ever. It was
gotta
unnecessary.
be a dork to
Just
do that.
wait. I always wait, and I always want getting annoyed because they don't get it in, but they always eventually get it in.
But the web store, the Apple store, didn't load at 3 a.m. So people couldn't order off the Apple website at 3 a.m. They had to wait much later in the day.
It's probably overloaded.
It was like 5 a.m. before it was actually working. Some people were able to get through on the app. I didn't try the app at like 3:15, 3:30 in the morning after clicking that stupid reload button on the Apple store. I went to the AT&T website. Finally, I got through to that. Pre-ordered the phone at like 3:30 in the morning on the AT&T website. But then this week, like 2 days ago, I got a confirmation email saying, okay, your order's processed, you're all good, you pre-ordered your iPhone 6 Plus, estimated delivery date, November 9th to November 21st.
What?
It comes out on Friday in 2 days, 3 days.
Can't you line up for a phone?
I'm going to cancel the pre-order and just line up like a dickhead.
The problem with these fucking assholes is they know by pre-orders how many they have. They just like to do it that way. It's another thing that Apple really needs to stop fucking doing.
That's
They're very
obnoxious.
successful.
Why,
They are.
Why is it taking that long? Because they have to now make phones?
They sold 4 million of them.
Yeah, but they had to figure.
They know what they're going to sell.
They kind of know how many they're going to sell from, and even if they take that number and they go on the low side, they're going to pretty much nail it. That's a dicky company.
Well, that's why other companies have caught up to them. It's because they're doing this fucking lateral movement to hip shit, and other companies now have caught up. And even though the iWatch is coming out, Samsung already did it, and they beat them to the punch. These fucking dumbbells.
Yeah, but there was there was smartphones before the iPhone came out. It's not like they would be. It's just that the iPhone came out and it was better than the rest of them.
Yeah, but they kind of set the bar, and then instead of just staying ahead a little bit, they allowed people to catch them, pass them with the bigger screens. Now they're just copying what other people are doing. The watch beat them, the larger screen beat them, and they were ahead of everybody on that stuff.
Yeah, I guess, but none of these other phones are getting 4 million pre-orders.
No.
That's true.
No, I wouldn't.
More.
No, it's all right.
So why wouldn't you just deal with your phone and then just wait for everything to calm down?
I got a great little phone.
And then just go get your fucking new phone.
Because I'm a groupthink asshole, is why.
You finally admit you're an asshole?
Yeah.
He's always known.
Holy fuck, but he's never vocalized it.
By the way, this is the...
You know what? You're healing.
Thank you.
You're healing.
This is a real picture of Sam I took, and this is... I caught this fucking asshole standing in the hallway.
I was having a conversation.
But he wasn't being ironic. This is how he was standing when he was talking.
Ew, what are you doing?
Look at you. How hateable are you?
I just had my hands on my hips.
Nah, but you were just authoritative.
No one puts their hands on their hips.
No, men don't. Women, that's a woman's fucking... That's a washwoman pose. That's the type of thing that as you're talking, you dry your hands off with the dish towel and put them on your hips with your fucking apron on.
Could you say you're an asshole again? That was really, really freeing for me and many other people out there.
Well, in reference to your question, you said, why did you do that? And the answer is, because I'm an asshole.
Nice.
Is why I did that.
I like it. You don't need therapy anymore. Well, you kind of do, but...
I don't think so.
That's the
Do
start.
you want to go to therapy?
Me? No.
Why not?
We'll get him there.
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean you'll get? So you're going to drive me crazy until I go to therapy?
During the intervention, we'll get you there.
I don't need anything. I'm good.
It's coming.
Although what I do want to do is I want to send the whole...
I do what I do want to do. You just said do 5 times.
I'm sorry.
That sounds like a pop song.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What I want to do...
Better.
...is send the whole staff and then also you two to
I like you too.
No, you and Jim Norton, Opie and Jim, to a 2-hour therapy session, and then have the therapist come in here and explain to the room what everybody's issues are.
Yeah, that could be fun.
I don't know.
You don't want to do it?
Mine will come back as irritable depression.
Mine will probably come back as he's a ray of sunshine in a gloomy room.
You think it's all of us bringing you down?
Jim's problem is that he's a bright ray of sunshine and he's trying to illuminate dark clouds.
Is that really the problem?
Yes, it's Jim's problem.
Oh, I did not know that.
His sunshine is being sucked up by dark clouds.
I had no idea.
Jim needs sunshine.
There's more positivity in here like you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very glowing report on me.
That's a glowing report.
It certainly is.
So Apple paid $100 million for the U2 album.
Yeah.
What a fucking
It came
waste.
out. And Apple is now launching. This is the greatest story. And I am I can't front. I'm a big U2 fan. I still am. I like
Well, as long as you're not perpetrating in front, that is all that matters.
I like... But I like what's going on here. It's hilarious, and U2 has always been one of my favorite bands. But when a story like this comes out, you got to kind of laugh and chuckle about it. Apple is launching a website to help users delete the U2 album they never asked for. There's a lot of people that are so mad that they got the new U2 album for free. They don't want it.
Well,
and there's even more people that don't even know who U2 is.
Yes.
But it's a weird thing. There's something annoying about them deciding to take up your space. And I know it's only one CD, and it is kind of cool. It's for free. But who are you to stick something on my fucking phone that I didn't ask for?
They but they want it out of their cloud too. Like they want it out of their purchased history. They want it out of everything.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this thing. I don't want it to say that I ever bought that album.
Right.
Yeah,
even
it
though it's
shouldn't.
free.
It's just there's something annoying. It should give you the option. Click here if you'd like the new U2 album for free. Ooh, free of charge? Ooh, you don't say.
What makes this funny, back in 2008, U2 came out and basically said they were mad, like other artists, about people getting music for free.
Right.
And then you fast forward, and the people are getting U2's music for free, and they don't want it. How great is that?
Well, I bet you that they got paid up front, though, so that's not really for free. We may be getting it for free, but they got paid. Somebody paid.
No, I'm just talking about the people out there,
Yeah.
the purchasers.
Not only did they get it they're refusing to accept it for free.
Yeah, they're really mad. They just got something for free.
We don't even want it for free.
That's right. What is this whole who is U2 hashtag or whatever?
Well, it's
endless.
Tweets after tweets after tweets of people who are furious that they got this U2 album on their phone.
And they don't understand why they got it.
Some don't understand why they got it. Some people, this person
is it a lot of black people?
Oh yeah,
probably. Yeah, they're looking for Fab Five Freddy.
Am I going to get fired? You can't acknowledge that.
Sure, you can. It's a good point.
You can't acknowledge black people don't like you too. I'm fucking fired, son of a bitch.
No, you're not. It's okay.
I just said it too.
Yeah.
I said it. Yes.
It's going to wipe out everybody.
Oh no. Yeah, like this person says, "Who is U2?" Frowny emoticon. Someone please give me answers.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like that ruined their day?
Can't you just Google it?
This says, why couldn't it have been Beyonce or Drake? LMAO. Who TF, which stands for the fuck, is U2?
TF is titty fuck.
Yeah.
Who titty fuck is U2?
Yeah. Yeah. Tender Frank is what I always thought it was. My friend Frank, we nicknamed him Tender Frank.
For real?
Yeah, because he threw a big punch, but he had the underside of his hands were like kitten paws.
Right.
He had like little padded hands. We call him Tender Frank.
I love your childhood stories.
No, I just made that one up.
You did?
I made Tender Frank up.
But not the one about J-Rock?
J-Rock I made up too.
No.
The hash story is true. I did sell a girl named Tanya.
Oh, no, I know you made up the name, but that story's true.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would never make up one. That's a tall tale.
You should animate your childhood stories.
That's right. Yo, what's up, Tanya?
They're very got a lot of good characters there.
I felt so cool because she was talking to me. I would have felt a lot cooler if she was wrapping those giant tits around my teenage dick.
Yeah?
Milking seed, yeah.
Milking seed?
Milking seed. Women always like that when they can milk your seed into them. Drain your seed.
They just enjoy milking your seed,
Yep.
you think?
Keep their legs around your back to make sure all that seed gets in there where it belongs. Nice and deep. Am I right or wrong, Sam?
I was just reading this tweet that said, boy, what the fuck is a U2? I ain't download this shit. Apple got me fucked up, son.
It's black people.
Yeah.
Hope so.
They hate you too.
And like 20 to 30% of these tweets are all complaining not only that it's U2, but that it's not Drake.
Let's go with Kanye.
You're right.
Is that a good comparison, you think? I know there's a lot of white people that like Kanye.
Everyone
Probably
does.
more white people like Kanye than black people like you too, I would assume. But let's just go with Kanye. What the hell? I'm not a big Kanye fan. I don't get it. And I know that's kind of stupid to say, but I really don't get Kanye.
He's one good song.
He has all good songs.
Drake, one good song.
Oh, Drake's got a 1,000 good songs.
I think I like more Drake than Kanye. I would have to hear the songs
rapper
again.
there is right
No,
now.
he's not. He's one good song.
The fuck out of here.
One good song.
But if iTunes gave me a free Kanye West album, even though I don't like him, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let me check it out.
You wouldn't be like, what the fuck is a Kanye?
No, I don't think I would be mad at all. And then if I didn't like it, I go, I'll just delete it myself, whatever. I'll clean it up. But what's the problem? If you delete it, then Apple's like, no, you must have made a mistake, and they're giving it to you again. I'm hearing something like that.
I don't know. I think it's kind of difficult to delete it. There's a whole step-by-step. This is the website. It's a step-by-step process on how to remove. There's 4 steps to remove this album.
Oh, really?
They're so arrogant.
Who, you too?
No, Apple.
What I want more U2 tweets. Who is U2?
This person says, bruh, Apple wrong like the fuck. I'm listening to music and some white boy shit come on out of nowhere. I'm like, who and what the fuck is this? Bruh, I feel like my privacy been invaded. Bitch, where is Ashton Kutcher? This gotta be a joke. LMAO.
Think they're getting punked?
Apple, since y'all want to upload niggas' albums without asking us, like in October, accidentally put the Carter 5 on our phones too.
Oh, nice.
Which is Lil Wayne's upcoming release.
Sure. I know that much.
Yeah, that's right. You got your stuff on. You're doing what you're doing. All of a sudden, YouTube. You know, you're in the hood.
It's selling your rock.
Yeah, all of a sudden you hear Sunday. What is this?
Right. That's
whatever that fucking guitar lead is.
That's funny.
Hello.
I guess they do make a pretty good point. You're trying to be cool in the hood, and next thing you know,
Yeah, you're playing.
U2's cranking
Your loud
out.
music is playing. The back tires are all bouncing around.
Edge and his guitar nonsense.
Yeah.
It's blasting from your car.
It says, U2 is worse than that black kid who was dropping mixtapes into takeout bags. What the fuck? This one says, who the fuck is U2 and when did this happen? Siri ain't let a nigga know shit.
That's great. It's just free music.
Yeah, but you know, it's forced on you music. I kind of get why that annoys people.
Bruh, who is U2 and why is there music on my phone? If Apple wanted to give me some music, they should have gave me that new Jeezy. It would have been nice if they just given everybody a $9.99 iTunes credit. Download the album of your choice.
Is anyone saying, who the fuck is Joey Ramone? Got to know the songs on the new album. Because The Miracle of Joey Ramone is.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be a big hit in the black community.
Second track.
There's a 3-tweet series.
Yeah.
Anybody else got a random U2 album on their phone? Who the hell put this in my library? Furthermore, who the hell is U2?
No, furthermore, what's a library?
Oh, U2.
They said, who the hell is U2? And somebody responded, YouTube?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Should have put some fucking metal in.
They don't seem happy about it, Sam.
No. Well, who
Something heavy.
I'm not listening to a U2 album.
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
Something cool.
All right. Let's see. What else?
Something fucking heavy. Something that rocks.
It says, okay, so who is U2 and how did they hack the iTunes system?
Who is U2? What's Chipper and Ope? Get it?
Yeah, we got it.
That's what they should have done, is put some SFPs on everybody's iPhone.
Fucking phones that explode.
With what?
Fucking heaviness.
What?
How many songs do they get for free?
Fucking 666.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. 666?
That's a good number you chose.
Fuck yeah.
That's pretty sick. You know that's the devil's number?
Fuck yeah, I know it. It's in my head.
How much did Apple pay you for this?
Billion.
$1 billion?
That's deferred.
Deferred?
Over how many years? Over how many years?
50.
50 years.
Still good money.
That is good money if you
Yeah,
get it.
the taxes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
What about
Making shit up?
Are we done with who is U2?
I could read who is U2 things all day.
All right, keep jumping in.
Apple better put all of the Carter 5 on my music, by God. Who the fuck is U2?
What's the Kanye West update?
Well, you know he
the wheelchair thing we talked about yesterday. I didn't have a problem with the wheelchair thing because I didn't think he really, you know, he went, as soon as he realized the guy was in a wheelchair, he stopped his nonsense. But Jimmy made a good point. He made one of his guys go over there to actually check.
I mean,
it's kind of a douche move.
The guy's a fucking married Christian. I mean, they probably should just pick another target, but I mean, you know, whatever.
That's what he said.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just listening. What are you guys going to talk about?
That's just your own opinion?
It's my own opinion.
Is that what he said,
it's
though?
so weird. You know, I don't know if you know this or not, but all of his shows, part of it is he does a monologue in the middle of the show.
What a fucking dick.
How long is the monologue?
I mean, they can go 12 minutes.
What a bore.
And there's no music
What
playing.
a
It's just
bore.
off the top of his head.
Why do people like him knowing that he's such an asshole? He's that talented?
He's not. His music is good, but it's not great.
That is assholery. People go, he's such an asshole, but he really is talented. Like there has to be some kind of math equation.
He's average live. He backlights himself.
No, he's really good live.
No, he's not. I saw him at the fucking Garden.
That benefit.
And McCartney's waiting to go on, and this cocksucker is going along.
That's not his show.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why he shouldn't have gone along.
He's not average live. He's good live.
No, he's right.
But, yeah, every time he drives
Dude,
people,
he's no Don Henley. Don Henley is amazing. Fucking what? We're discussing stuff.
He is a. I mean, I don't know if he's no.
We're relating to each other. We're having a little discussion. You're telling us that Kanye West is great in concert. I'm telling you, Don Henley is amazing.
I'm sure my mom loves Don Henley.
Back to you. You see the dancers?
What dancers?
Oh, fuck.
She probably likes Kanye, too, more than she's letting on.
Why do you say that?
Shakes those black hips.
Right in the
mother loves it.
Right in the bunghole.
Yeah. How father's white hips don't move that way.
How dare you?
Clumsy father. His stiff white hips.
Yeah, no, every time people get so fed up with Kanye that they can't take him anymore, he puts out some hot shit.
All right. So what is his update? Is it really what Jimmy said? I'm a married Christian man, so move on to another target? What does that mean?
Yeah, he said that during one of his concert monologues. I think like last night or the night before.
I think he's boring. That to me is the greatest crime he commits, is that he's so arrogant and he's boring. The only interesting thing about him is the fact that he's kind of a cunt. And you're like, he's the most hateable artist. Starting with that Taylor Swift thing and him being backstage at MTV complaining that black people don't get, he's just a fucking little baby boy.
Then don't go to the MTV event.
Don't go.
That would make a huge statement.
And MTV shouldn't have him back after that shit.
Right.
He interrupted a performer's acceptance speech, but that shows you how fake they are. You know, they're just the worst.
He's too good. They'll have him back anytime.
If where's his fan base come from?
Everywhere.
No, but where? Like, I've never met a Kanye West fan.
You've never met somebody who, well, they're young.
I'm not kidding.
Young people love Kanye.
All right, I'm not around as many young people. Fair enough.
You're missing
I got
out.
I got a lot of nephews and nieces, and they try to like do the black thing a little bit. They're not into Kanye West.
Well,
how old do you have to be?
At this
15,
moment,
16?
Huh?
15, 16-year-old?
Yeah.
Do you hear that song "Stronger"?
It's a good song.
Yeah.
But
Diamonds and Forever is good.
That's a great song.
Diamonds are forever.
That sounds just like it.
Yeah, I know. I'm very good. I did background vocals.
You did?
In high school.
Wow. But he also hasn't come out with a single that's been huge recently. So, like, if he came out with another single, I'll bet, like, the 15 or 16-year-olds would probably, like, eat that shit up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, why don't we end the show with a Kanye West song today? What would you play for the people?
Well, what are you in the mood for?
He's anything
not
but him.
doing it. I won't listen to it. I'll be gone.
Oh.
What about the Rush Limbaugh thing? Should we play this today? Or get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I'd hate to see you rush it.
Fucking guy is good. Don't sleep on this kid.
People are saying the U2 album takes up too much space.
Yeah, exactly. It does, though. I don't want to. I'm almost out of space. Don't put a fucking whole record's worth of space on my fucking iPhone.
Because that would be 12, 14 other tracks you'd find elsewhere, I guess.
Right. Or like some people on Twitter were saying that they didn't have enough space to update their operating system. Because they had this U2 album now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That is funny. It's kind of backfired a little bit. I think most people appreciate the fact they got a free U2 album.
I mean, everything Apple does, like, a bunch of people on the internet dislike it.
They're right about this one, though.
People on the internet could be dicks? Is that what you're saying? That's crazy.
Although
That's
this time they're
ridiculous.
right. Apple put some shit that we didn't want on our phones.
Right.
You mad about it?
No, I wouldn't say I'm mad about it, but my phone is so crowded that sometimes I have to offload pictures before I can take one.
Dick pics?
Yeah, those I can always take. Although I have to use pan and scan mode, if you know what I mean. Motherfucker's so big, I can't get it.
Pan and scan mode.
I say we do the Rush tomorrow.
Yeah.
What happened to Rush?
All right, we can do it fast.
We'll do it tomorrow. No, I don't want to rush it. I'd rather do it tomorrow and not rush it, as Sam said. Punning. Sam was punning around.
All pun intended.
Well, we'll do it tomorrow.
No one's really talking about this, though. And maybe they'll start talking about it after the show today. Limbaugh goes over sexual policy for students at Ohio State. It reminds guys that no means yes.
Was he kidding or was it a mistake?
Well, yeah, if you know how to spot it.
He decided to use the Ohio State's sexual conduct rules and stuff to point out that the art of seduction is becoming lost.
So what is it? So if a girl says no, then you have to spot that means yes? Or does that mean don't take no for an answer right away and then kind of like work it a little more and maybe she'll say yes? Is that what he's kind of trying to say here?
I think he's
Without
saying
being a dick.
That sometimes they go no, and according to Rush, that can mean absolutely.
Well, there are times where he's actually right. That is the way it is because women are taught that you're always supposed to make yourself not be a whore because guys don't respect a whore. You should play hard to get even if you really want to fuck. It's like this whole thing that we're all taught. Men are taught we're always supposed to want to fuck and women are always taught that you're never supposed to want to.
Right.
And the truth is somewhere in the middle, I think.
You are. The women are taught to play hard to get.
To be chased.
I've heard that a million times.
Not take that dick.
Let's see. Let's quickly see how he says this.
Consent must be freely given and can be withdrawn at any time. You have to be sober, not coerced, imaginative, enthusiastic, creative, wanted, informed, mutual, honest, verbal. The absence of no does not mean yes. It must be asked every step of the way.
That's the bullshit.
It cannot be implied.
How unsexy. First of all, he sounds like fucking that character Carson would do.
Right.
His voice is unlistenable. It must be implied. No, or the honeymooners Rachel.
Right.
But that whole ask every step of the way shit is simply babyish and childish. May I touch your breast? Who the fuck has unsexy sex like that? Just terrible.
It cannot be implied or assumed even in the context of a relationship.
Ugh.
Consent must be freely given, can be withdrawn any time, and the absence of no does not mean yes. How many of you guys, in your own experience with women, have learned that no means yes if you know how to spot it? I'm probably... Let me tell you something. In this modern world, that is simply, that's not tolerated. That would not be, people aren't even going to try to understand that one. I mean, it used to be, it was a cliche. Used to be part of the advice young boys were given.
He's sounding old, man.
His voice sounds weird, man.
He's sounding old.
But he's right to a certain degree, because there are times where a woman's like just trying to, and you have to know the difference. And the problem is guys didn't know the difference, so they would hear no and they would just plow ahead like assholes.
Right.
Ask every step of the... Like, what type of fucking little child advice is that? No does mean no, but you have to ask every step of the way, even if, can I touch your breast? Can I take your pants off? Who the fuck does that?
No one.
Just unrealistic administrative garbage.
She'll give you the signs.
Exactly.
She'll take that hand and politely take it off her cooter.
Yeah. The way I do is I put my hand in the jeans, I start fucking jamming those fingers. I'm like, what do you think of this?
What do you think of this right
If she doesn't like it, she'll grab my wrist and push my hand back. And I go, all right. And I'll fucking wipe my hand on the sheets and get out.
Good for you, gentlemen.
And then you do that wrist move where you're now twisting around her hand. It's like you're wrestling in her pants.
Yeah, just trying to get my fucking fingers back in.
It's a fucking wrestling match going on.
Absolutely.
Just want to get one in the pink.
Yeah, want to get those fucking those two dirty snails wrapped around my finger. Can I eat the old slug trail?
I got it. Yep.
I always hated fingering girls.
No. Why?
I just don't like it.
Why?
It's just stupid and pointless. Yeah.
You gotta know how to finger pop properly.
Yeah. I just smell the butt.
Whatever. I'm not bothered by. I'm bothered more by Rush's voice.
Yeah. You have to be able to spot it.
Yeah, Rachel.
Yes, I've come back for you. Sounds really bad.
All right, let's go. We did good. Did you pick the Kanye West song to piss off all the white people?
There's a great song called Black Skinheads.
It's gotta suck.
I bet it doesn't.
Is it really obnoxious?
No, it's really fucking good.
What song does he sample?
I mean, there's some samples in there. I can't tell what they are, though.
Why are they always using samples?
Just to keep us white people.
Why don't you come up with your own shit?
Well, that's what rap was originally based on.
Yeah, but how about you evolve?
Involve?
Evolve. Rock was based on one thing. Everybody goes. It's different.
What did it used to be?
That was what it was.
Oh.
I don't know if we can do this Kanye West song.
Nah.
Don't be a pussy.
I got a country song breaking. Nobody gives a turkey about it. But
we just did Johnny Cash yesterday.
It's a Johnny Cash-like song.
What is it?
Hitting the dusty trail.
All right, I like it.
Yeah.
What's the next verse?
Well, I don't have a whole lot yet.
No.
But let's just say sometimes you realize you have a mental illness when you're alone in your apartment and you're literally for 9 hours on and off all day going, hitting the dusty trail, hitting the dusty trail. And that's all you're saying.
Let's record it.
I thought of it.
Let's record it.
I need another verse.
It'll come to you.
Verse? You have 3 words.
Yeah. 4.
Yeah, I guess 4.
Yeah.
Hitting the dusty trail.
Yeah, hitting the dusty trail.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right, y'all.
I'll be at the Funny Bone this weekend in Columbus. You know, my lot of good stuff to talk about. Just a lot of topical jokes and If you want to know what's going on in the world, you can come see me there or at the Stress Factory or at Liberty Live.
Well, happy birthday, B.B. King, 89.
Thank you. Oh.
89 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
Should have played a B.B. King song to start today.
Yeah, why don't you, E-Rock?
Name one. Start today. It's over.
A B.B. King song?
Yeah, I don't know any songs.
No, there's the one that has blues in the title.
Yeah.
We're going to do a Kanye West song.
All right, you guys.